Good afternoon. Welcome and back to the last lap, the live show for the Hungarian Grand Prix. We are due a banger today, ladies and gentlemen. After a mixed up qualifying yesterday, the grid is crazy and you're here to experience it with us. Now, today we don't have Tommo on the show, but I am delighted to be joined by some sensational guests. We'll cross over to Tommo at some point because he is out there at the Hungarian Grand Prix right now. But Ben, welcome back to the show. How are you doing, bro?
Yeah, thank you very much. I'm good, thanks. I mean, Tom was looking a bit different today.
A little bit different today, bro. Little makeover today.
Yeah.
But Looking excited for the race, looking forward to it.
Yeah, for sure. It should be set up to be a good race. I mean, Lewis Poll yesterday, obviously, putting in a crazy lap right at the end there. And, likes of McLaren still up there as well, being competitive on a track that isn't necessarily suited perfectly to their car. I mean, they'll go through the high speed last 2 weeks ago in Silverstone, was it?
Yeah.
And today, I'm expecting them big things from them. Red Bull, we'll see. I mean, we all know their race pace is just on another level. But hopefully, the Mercedes and the McLarens can, put up a good fight.
Yeah, exactly. Now, to my left, we've got someone you may know from, if you're an avid F1 gamer, we've got him in real life today. It's Devon himself. Adam, how you doing, bro?
I'm very good. Thank you very much for having me.
Yeah, no stress, man. No stress. Looking forward to the race as well?
Oh, absolutely. I was just looking on the monitor there. We have Terry Crews giving a pep talk to the Red Bull mechanics.
Yeah.
That's going to add at least 0.2 of a second.
It is.
Take it away, sorry.
It really makes you question sometimes the universe that we're actually living in with Formula One sometimes right now.
It's mad.
Will.i.am, this is the formula. We've got Teddy Cruz doing pep talks for Red Bull. It's kind of crazy right now, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, it's in a really good space. Obviously, everyone talks about Drive to Survive, bringing loads of attention to it.
Yep.
It's only going to grow and grow. Makes it harder to get tickets, though.
Yeah, facts. Yeah. Tommo, we are very jealous, not going to lie to you, bro. And finally, we've got JB. How you doing as well,
I'm good,
man?
thank you, mate. Thank you for having me back.
No
Appreciate
stress,
it.
bro.
And
yeah.
I feel like everyone said we've got a great race ahead of us, and maybe I should be the one to go the other way.
Oh, okay. All right, cool. You can be the voice of reason here. Yeah.
Are we not all saying Verstappen's going to just go through turn one and win this by a mile? Did we forget that he won last year from 10th and did a pirouette?
Yeah.
On his way to victory.
Yeah, that is true, actually. Yeah, he did. I feel like that was actually genuinely for entertainment purposes as well.
He just wanted to stop board.
He knew the cameras.
Yeah.
A little bit of style. Well, you mentioned we all think that Max is going to win today. We'll take a look at the predictions that we got for this Grand Prix. Is that true?
No.
It is not. JP of all people. I can't believe this. Go for a Lando P1.
I had to.
To represent the boy.
I just feel like since Russia 2021, every weekend I've got to hope and pray. Predict.
Really? Even at the start of the season, you had
I was there at Bahrain. Lando Norris smashing walls in the pit, and I was like, "There's still hope."
I'm looking at those predictions. You guys have all put Ferrari up there.
Yeah.
Really? Their tires. I reckon their tires are going to be shot by the end of that, and they're going to be falling back, if anything.
It's an interesting one, obviously, because I know Crofty was talking yesterday. He was like, "Oh, this could be a 3-stop race. It could be this and that and whatever." Yeah, true. I feel like when it's that high in terms of tire degradation, anyway, Ferrari might get away with it. Everyone else is struggling, but it's also a weird grid, obviously, because we've got Sergio Perez nowhere near.
Is that weird by now?
No. Actually, that's probably one of the more predictable ones.
I love him as a person, but is that weird?
It's weird that, when you don't expect, you see Bottas and the likes of the Aston Martins ahead, and you're just like, I'm not really surprised.
It's weird when he actually made it to Q3. That's been the difficult part. Recently.
It's like, oh, he's here. What?
Oh yeah,
It was weird though because it was like, oh, well done, you made it through to Q3, first time in ages, and then it was like, but P9.
Yeah. Was there any point? Yeah, it's a strange one. I mean, what do we think about? There's been a lot of talk, obviously, about Sergio Perez in the last few weeks. We have got him into Q3 for the first time since Miami, which genuinely doesn't even feel like this season. So that is criminal. That's crazy in itself. But Ben, what are you thinking?
I don't. The thing is, me and JB were talking earlier, with Ricciardo's return as well. It almost seems like the sequence of events that's played out ever since, Ricciardo's returned, De Vries has been dropped, and everyone's speculating about, will he replace him? The very first moment, he goes out in Hungary, he just bins it straight in the wall. And I don't know, is that whether that's testament to pressure or whether this, track conditions, it was, a green track and, Was he on the hard tyre when he did that, or mediums?
I think it was it the mediums?
Probably the mediums. Well, yeah,
It was
regardless.
his first lap though, wasn't it? In
First lap,
FP1,
out lap or something. It was like, come on, man. You expect, especially, here's the thing. I think certain drivers will be made to look good in some cars, but not as good in other cars.
Yeah,
because Racing Point Checo was, I'd say definitely top 5, maybe top 3. You could argue top 3 driver on the grid.
Yeah.
But in the Red Bull, it's like, I mean, it just doesn't. The same with the Ricciardo situation. I think he would do better he was doing better, for example, in the Renault. But when he got to McLaren, it was a different story.
I feel like get him in an Aston. He might do quite well in those ones.
Maybe, yeah. I mean,
it's all speculative. But it's interesting when you're talking immediately about Perez and you go, oh, but Ricciardo.
Yeah.
I want him in the Red Bull side. I want it done. I want him swapped.
Just as a storyline, that would be sick, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Like the return. And do you think that is genuinely a path that Red Bull actually have laid out there?
Oh, 100%. Yeah, you don't. They don't.
He doesn't come back to AlphaTauri realistically if you don't have that sort of, in my opinion, that sort of plan in place.
No, I mean, whilst Horner didn't explicitly state it, it's obvious that it's a testing ground for the Red Bull seats, isn't it? Or the AlphaTauris. So putting him back in the AlphaTauri, it's just to see how well he performs, and he's already outpaced Tsunoda. Sure, it wasn't by loads to get into the next qualifying session, but he did it.
Yeah.
So
that's a surprise as well. I genuinely thought it would take a little bit of time just for him to
getting back in the swing of it.
Yeah, exactly. Just for him to get back up to, because Yuki's been performing really well this season, in my opinion. Obviously, a little bit of a drop off recently, but to say that AlphaTauri is the slowest car on the grid, in my
100%.
opinion,
Yep.
for him to end up getting out of Q1 straight off the bat, beating Yuki, I think it's really good. It's great from him. It's good experience, I think, as well for Yuki to be working with a driver like him, so experienced, a race winner and stuff. So I think all round it's a great decision, even though it's harsh on Nick.
Yeah, I mean, well, that's why they brought in Nick de Vries, wasn't it? They was like, well, we don't know if Tsunoda's really going to be the type of character to lead the team.
Yeah.
We need a Gasly or someone like that. So they brought Nick in, came in like, I'm not a rookie. Yeah, don't treat me like it. And sorry, mate.
Bro kind of
so that's
shot
why they
himself in
need
the foot.
that's why they need like the experience of Ricciardo to.
He should have come in and just been like, I am a rookie, guys.
Yeah,
just to let you know, just everyone be aware.
100%. He shot himself in the foot.
It's one of those ones where it just like it almost feels scripted. It feels like too good to be true.
Yeah.
It went so wrong for Ricciardo at McLaren when he was supposed to go into McLaren and like be the man there, and then to come back in, be like the third driver at Red Bull, take the AlphaTauri seat. Like it just feels like it's meant to be. It's like Verstappen and Ricciardo back in that Red Bull seat.
Yeah.
Red Bull looking quick. Like it just the narrative is like perfect. Like if Drive to Survive have got some money in the game, they should definitely be like slipping Christian Horner a tenner.
Yeah, just say,
Are you advocating insider trading?
No.
we are advocating bribery
Just
on the
saying,
show.
like,
Absolutely.
Netflix would be like, that would be great, lads.
Yeah. Goodness me, what a storyline.
What's pretty funny though is like, especially straight after the test, everyone was on news like saying, "Oh, Ricciardo's time was good enough for the front row." And I'm like,
Yep.
where did you get that from? Like, it came a bit out of nowhere. And also just like, there was no proof or evidence to see, if he actually did it or not. So yeah, I mean, let's see how he does today in the race as well, because, it's different conditions, hotter temperatures, and in terms of, it's different over a single lap compared to however many it is, 71 today. So yeah, should be interesting, I think.
The thing, the problem is for like Nick de Vries' side and AlphaTauri's side of things is Daniel Ricciardo's just put it 13th in qualifying.
Yeah.
And Nick de Vries' highest finish was 12th. So like Daniel Ricciardo could go above Nick in the standings after one race.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, Daniel Ricciardo, he's not a rookie. It's not like the same kind of driver, but to come in, have one race to your 10 and already be above you in the standings.
It just rubs it in, really. It's unnecessary, if anything.
Yeah.
Like when you're 21st in a 20 driver championship, it's like,
Yeah. Something's gone wrong. Just a little bit. Well, as I mentioned earlier, Tommo isn't here for this Grand Prix. He's out in Hungary. He's got a little video message for you guys, though, so we're going to swing over to that now and you guys can see what he's up to.
Right, sorry boys, I can't be there today. Hungarian Grand Prix, pretty good place. Turn 1, right? My predictions: Verstappen win, Norris, Piastri, Hamilton, Leclerc top 5. Have a good show. Not too many fraudulent opinions, please. All right, make up for my misgivings. if there's a crash at turn 1, then you know where I am. I'm kind of sat around here somewhere. So anyway, have fun.
Sensational stuff, honestly. The fact he's down there at turn 1 as well, I am actually very envious because it could get very juicy into T1 today, lap 1.
100%. I mean, you got Hamilton and Verstappen starting right next to each other. That's going to be brilliant.
Yeah, it's 2021 all over again. Abu Dhabi Part 2. No, I'm kidding, please. But yeah.
Ooh. Who's the better driver? 85% Ricciardo.
Ooh.
I agree.
I mean, right now.
Surely it has has to be.
Tsunoda's only 3 years in, bless him.
Bold, by the way, from the 15% going from Yuki Tsunoda there. I've got to say, I love my, Yuki, one of my favourite drivers, just as a person. Yuki coin is on the up right now, but that is a bold. That's bold. 15% people going for Yuki Tsunoda. I respect that.
Fans.
Yeah. I respect that a lot. But yeah, what are our predictions for just turn 1 today? Because obviously, as I said, we've got Tommo out there right now as our reporter down on the ground, and things get a little bit techie.
Remind me, P1, inside or outside of track?
Outside.
Outside.
Well, if we go by who has the best reaction time throughout this season so far, it's been Hamilton. I reckon he's going to keep him at bay, and then Norris is going to have a bit of a tussle with Verstappen. Hamilton's going to get away a little bit more, and then Verstappen's going to get past Norris, and then eventually catch up and overtake Hamilton. Give it lap 6, 7.
That's a detailed prediction, man. I was just expecting turn 1. I love that. Yeah, I mean, that is one thing as well. Lando in the mix, obviously, as well. Got a sensational start at Silverstone. Max obviously struggled there as well. You don't tend to see Max struggle twice, though. Nah. So if a restart's maybe a little bit iffy, the next one isn't. If a start's bad, the next one is not. So I am personally... I'm backing Max into turn 1 here, but elbows will be out. There's no 100%. Way Lewis isn't at least trying to shove him out onto the Astro.
Yeah, definitely. And he did say himself that he's looking to just hold position. Not by any means necessary, but he'll do everything he can to do that. And I did go back and watch the his start in 2013 when he got his first, was it his first pole for Mercedes? I can't remember. But he got a good start that day. Seb was on the front row with him. And Seb almost got overtaken around the outside by Kimi, who was third. So I'm looking out for Lando, who's in third, because he could jump both of them. Let's not forget.
Yeah, exactly. You got Piastri in the mix as well. Oh my!
If they're tussling, then
Guan Yu Zhou leads after lap 1 of the Hungarian Grand Prix.
Yeah. No, I don't think Max would have that. I know you said when you first started talking there about Max having an undertone of. What did you say? No holes barred or something. That's a consistent undertone of him, though. Exactly. No holes barred. You're not getting past. If you are getting past, you're going off. One of those things. But yeah, a lot of Guan Yu Zhou's in the comments there saying 1 Zhou, 2 Piastri, 3 Bottas. I don't think so.
I would honestly, Central 99. I need to see that first lap where that happens. I just need to see what happens. It's good to see Guan Yu Zhou getting his flowers, man. That Alfa Romeo has been poor a lot of the season. I think under the radar poor, actually, because no one's really, the best one in the world, no one's really cared. I'll be totally real. I've seen Alfa Romeo just bopping around. I'm not really concerned about what they're doing, but it's great to see them, good pace this weekend. I think they're good in the slow turns. So
that's the thing with Alfa Romeo, right? They're in such a transitional period right now where we've kind of forgotten that they are still there because we're like, Audi are coming in. Remember Audi, lads? Like 2026 with Audi's going to be great, and they're like, but we got 3 more years before Audi come in. Like we're still on the grid right now.
In fact.
But I don't know. I think they also have maybe a couple of understated drivers as well. Like Valtteri Bottas generally kind of goes under the radar, doesn't get in too much trouble. Like gets plaudits for having a mullet. Taking some explicit photos. But apart from that, lots of the... And then Joe just feels like one of those drivers that is super underrated for no real reason. Like he's done nothing wrong. He's done average pretty much every single Grand Prix. And then no one's been like, he's the one, but also he's not good enough to get rid of. So it's just like, he's Joe. He's just in that.
I think a point on that is whilst his, like you say, his performance has been solid, Formula One nowadays has become quite a lot about the personalities of the driver. And I don't think he's got a big enough personality for the media to want to or be able to make stories about him. It's one of those things where you've got the massive Ricciardo personalities, you've got Well, I'm not going to list them all. You know them who they are, but it's just his personality isn't big enough to get as much attention as he deserves.
I think that's actually an interesting point. I think it's also combined again with kind of what I was saying of like Alfa Romeo, they're just kind of like a mid sort of table. There's not a level of expectation there. There's not like a level of excitement when you see an Alfa Romeo go into a turn or whatever. No offense, it's just like that's the area of the grid that they're in. I always see him on like front covers of like magazines, like in China, looking wavy. His fashion sense is amazing. It's unreal. There definitely is like a personality in there. I think it's just got to get unleashed, and hopefully, I think in a car where he's providing point scoring finishes regularly, maybe you would see that a little bit more.
Yeah.
But great performance from him, as I said, P5. Valtteri, as we mentioned, has a little bit of history at Hungary. We saw it in the chat, and it's such a shame for such a calm man to have that reputation of just wiping out everybody into turn one.
It's one of those things, isn't it? In Formula One, you can do something once, and that's it.
That's it.
You're just
Six.
remembered for that now.
personality.
That is what you are going to be defined as. Like Valtteri Bottas has won multiple Grand Prix, been on pole position many a time in Mercedes cars. Like was one of the most consistent drivers in that Mercedes dominance era. Like got them to many a constructor's standings, and then it's like. Yeah, but he did hit into lots of cars once in Hungary, didn't he?
Forget to break that one time, you
It
know.
was just an incident.
It was.
Never going to go away.
Facts, bless him. Bowling Bottas, we do love to see it. We've got the Hungarian national anthem rendition going on right now. A little bit better than the Silverstone one, in my opinion.
A bit more graceful.
I mean, look, listen, I'm a big the British national anthem, you know, all that jazz, whatever. But like that rendition was interesting.
Yep.
The jazz, the saxophone, and
Yeah.
next question.
Next.
Well, one Brit who will be hoping for a good rendition of a race is George Russell after yesterday, because
I think he's dropped off a little bit.
what are we saying? Russell washed.
What's going on? Not washed. I mean, he's when he was in the Williams, I felt like he had something to prove, and he was giving it the big one every single race, and he knew what he had to do, and he was trying so hard. But I just feel like now he's a Mercedes, and there's a lot of talk about, oh, you know what? He might be quicker around one lap than Hamilton, sort of thing. Now that Hamilton's back in form, he's like, oh my God, I can't keep up, and just sort of falling back a bit. I don't know what's going on mentally with him, but I just feel like there's a change.
I feel like
know what you guys
yesterday, I could provide a bit of lenience in that, Mercedes really cocked up, with sending both drivers out late. And, Lewis was, a bit further ahead on the road, so he didn't have an opportunity to overtake him. But Russell was literally in and amongst all the chaos and the mayhem.
Yeah.
But, to your point about, the past few races haven't been necessarily as good for him as, especially like last season. But yeah, here's him now.
Has he changed the colour of his number? I thought it was blue. Why is it green?
Yeah, it's green this season, isn't it?
Oh, is
he
it?
changed it for this season, but I don't understand that because his helmet is still blue.
Yeah.
Where's the branding? Where's the consistency? PR63. It's obviously going to be tough for him as well to fight through the field. He was talking about that because obviously Hungary is Monaco without the walls, all that sort of jazz. I feel like it's a little bit easier to follow these days, so he might have a bit more of a chance of getting through, but it's kind of one of the reasons why I didn't really predict Sergio Perez in the top 5 as well.
Yeah.
Also because he's washed, but mostly because of how difficult it is to overtake here. We'll take a look, though, at the rest of the grid for this Hungarian Grand Prix. Obviously, as we mentioned, we've got Lewis on pole by 0.003 of a second. That's the smallest margin between first and second for like 15 years or something, which is insane.
2010 German Grand Prix.
Yeah.
There you go. There you go.
We've got all McLaren Road 2, Lando and Piastri, with Zhou doing a great job in P5. Leclerc head Ferrari in P6. Alonso down in P8, bit of an average weekend for Aston Martin so far. And Nico Hülkenberg present in the top 10.
What a guy.
As always, what a man with his bleach blonde hair this weekend. Carlos Sainz, disappointed, really, knocked out by his own teammate, really, in qualifying, with Daniel Ricciardo returning in P13. Disappointing day for Alpine, 12th and 15th. Sonoda down in 17th. Russell, of course, with a lot of work to do in P18, and then Magnussen and Sargent rounding out your grid. It's a hectic one. It's a crazy grid. It's all over the place. And yeah, I don't know. What are people's expectations for George, I would say, in terms of where he can get to in this Grand Prix?
Depends if it gets damaged, There's a strong chance. Like you said, people say it's Monaco without the walls. It is a little bit easier than Monaco to pass still, but it really does depend on whether he gets damaged or not. He's obviously got a history of when he gets a bit frustrated, he gets a little bit here or there. So it's so difficult to call with him.
Arguably, it's maybe a tiny bit better that he's actually further back rather than right in the middle of the melee.
Yeah, true.
You know, if you're someone like Stroll, God, I mean, already he did bowling as well. That same turn one. So him being sort of like in that 13th, 14th area is always a struggle, and science as well in P11. But
yeah, the thing with the Ferraris. Oh well, and on the point of George, I reckon he should be able to get into the top 10. How far into that, I don't know. Just because it's like, you know, could have a late safety car or something that could bring him back in. But yeah, on the point of Ferrari, I think their tyres, they only were really quick on the soft tyres, and that the new format that we had for qualifying it didn't allow them to really showcase their full potential in Sainz's case, especially. Leclerc put together a decent lap in Q3, but you know, in general, like I think Zhou did a really good job on his lap too. But yeah, like Ferrari have been really weird. I mean, I don't think it's a surprise just because, you know,
this is what they do.
Yeah, it's just what we expect from them. But the whole, Sainz getting like messed up on the medium tyres, not being able to extract the most out of them. And I think it was like 2,000th he was off of Alonso, he was 10th.
Oh, yeah,
and then Alonso was like 1,000th off of whoever was ahead of him in 9th.
Yeah.
So it was like, bruh.
Yeah, I mean,
It's like that, literally.
Yeah, literally.
yeah, what you were saying about Leclerc, like if you actually look at his lap, technically, it was a stellar lap from him, the driver. It was just the car let him down a bit, you know?
Exactly.
I think they struggled with the new qualifying format. Like something that we haven't touched upon, in fact, like this mixed grid comes after the first time we've seen the new qualifying format with the hard, medium, soft. And I think Ferrari are one of those teams that really struggle with that change. Like we see them on the hard tyre in the race, and sometimes they just have absolutely no pace on that tyre.
I remember Spain and Charles Leclerc was on hards like the whole time. And
really
couldn't get
struggling.
through the
And
Which I do find a bit odd, though. Sorry to butt in, but the fact that the Ferraris like obliterate their tyres, but they can't get the hard working, like, what's that about?
It's like there's a small window of like pace that they can extract from a good tyre, but then after that, it's completely done.
Yeah.
And it's a more durable tyre, so they can't quite get that grip.
Yeah.
It's so strange.
Yeah, they've talked about that peakiness in general just throughout the whole year. You know, they can't find a good enough window, or even throughout the weekend. Because remember, I think they didn't have much running in FP1, and then FP2 obviously had a little more running. FP3 a little more running again, and then everyone kind of went into qualifying blind.
Yeah.
And if you don't have a good setup going into it, which is why I think initially, Alfa Romeo are as high up as they are because they found the right direction from the onset.
Yeah.
Whereas someone or a team like Ferrari, they just, they
Yeah.
really know what
Ferrari
to-
threw away quite a few points early on in the season as well. Like if you think of Charles Leclerc's start in Bahrain, should have been a podium, probably could have been a podium in Saudi Arabia as well, but took that engine penalty. Like there was quite a few points that like were left adrift, and then they went through that period of then struggling as well. So it's like, okay, so they've been really unlucky, and now they're struggling, and their points are just sort of falling away from them. And now Carlos Sainz, like, hadn't been outside of Q3 all season. We have this brand new qualifying format. First time he's missed out on the top 10. So it's like lots of things for Ferrari just seem to like spiral almost. Yeah. And I feel like they need the summer break. And I know we said that about them last year as well. We were like, they need the summer break. Like,
We're going to win every race till the end of the season. Don't worry.
Yeah, it's like the remnants of the Binotto era, isn't it? Like you said, the beginning of the season, they were really struggling with the car reliability, all that jazz. But it's getting better.
I honestly don't think I'll ever forgive them for getting an engine penalty for a part that you need to do 2 races at the second race of the season.
Yep.
How do you even manage to do that? Like, that's a level of incompetence that I've never even seen before. So I'm hoping for a little bit of a return. A return to the points for Sainz as well from where he is on the grid. Interesting comment there from Rex asking whether Alfa will be able to score points with both cars if they have no issues. I mean, I guess it goes back to the point of Alfa, finding the right groove earlier on in the weekend.
Yeah.
Will they be able to hold that on in the race? Do you think?
No.
I doubt it. I feel like they're just going to fall backwards.
Not my boy Zhou, man. I need that. I need a top 5 for Guan Yu Zhou, man. I have to see that.
Convenient safety car, yes. But if there's no safety cars at convenient times for them, I can't see it.
Like they kind of outdid themselves yesterday, realistically. So,
They've got all our hopes up, and now they're going to dash them, is what you're trying to say.
Yep.
Yep.
It does seem, I don't know whether it's like the Ferrari-powered teams. I don't know that they're all very different entities, apart from maybe Haas and Ferrari are the most closely related, and Alfa Romeo are kind of out there on their own. But all three seem to struggle with race pace and like tyre degradation.
Haas is crazy.
And I was going to touch on Haas. Like, if there's one team you can guarantee Hulkenberg is going backwards.
Yeah, he will finish 90th.
No way.
It's mad.
It's so crazy how much pace he can get out of the car in qualifying and then just have zero pace when it comes to the races.
Yeah.
One of those things that's been a constant for Nico Hulkenberg this season.
I feel so bad for him is that he's been like almost ever present in Q3.
Yeah.
Like he's been so good qualifying, and then
I mean, I really hope it does well because he's in my fantasy team.
okay.
Yeah. But he's also a really nice guy.
Great air this weekend as well. You can see it from a mile away.
So
I've not done F1 fantasy since probably like the second week that it was introduced. And I just kind of leave it there. I just do it, and I'm just,
Yeah.
you guys have fun, whatever. You get my points.
Me and my mate's got a league going. I'm currently top of. But it could all change because the teams have started to mess about who's like getting up there, you know? Obviously, as our grid here is sort of dictated, but
It's all over the place.
I want to keep that lead because we've got £20 each in it, you know? It's a big sum.
Who's in your team?
Oh, okay, let me tell you. So we've got Verstappen, Perez, and then the Red Bull car. Then we have Alonso, Stroll, and the Aston. And then my last guy, like I said, Hulkenberg.
Sensational. So,
Sensational scenes.
Look, listen, both Aston Martins. We'll be hoping that Alonso does well today.
Oh, yeah.
We've got a super chat here from Ash. Thank you very much for that. Appreciate it. Saying Alonso predicted a podium every race and then fell off, which is poor from Fernando. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
Are we expecting a little bit better pace, a little bit of a better result for Alonso and Aston Martin today compared to, Silverstone, for example?
I think so. I mean, at this track especially, the driver does make a massive difference.
Yeah.
And I just think Alonso is absolutely class. He's got the right temperament. He's got the speed. He's got the ability to almost engineer his own race. So I reckon he's on the money to get decent points today. I know he's not starting up there, but he'll get up there.
He doesn't need to start up there
not at
to
all.
have a good result. You know? And his start will be really interesting today. He start on the inside, which is a bit of a disadvantage because the dirty side, but no, he'll be there no matter what. So
I think the thing with Aston Martin and Alonso, like Alonso put it quite well yesterday, where he said, we qualified 4/10 off Red Bull. And in Bahrain, that got us third on the grid.
Yeah.
But now in Hungary, everyone else has made steps forward. And
Yeah.
it seems like Aston Martin have kind of stood still. And like they haven't necessarily got worse in terms of their race pace or their qualifying pace. Just everyone else has gotten a little bit better.
Yeah.
And that is just causing Alonso to slide backwards.
It's almost like the upgrades that they managed to bring for the start of the season, everyone else has kind of realised, we should probably start doing that now. And then it's just sort of like you've kind of got this accordion effect of bringing everyone together, which I do love. Again, it's great to see McLaren. We haven't even really talked about McLaren, but McLaren on the second row of the grid, locking that out after a great result in Silverstone. Alfa Romeo, they may drop back, but having that one lap pace is insane. They've not even showed anything near that all season. So it is crazy to see the mixed up grids that we have right now. But yeah, I back Fernando Alonso to do something special today.
I like what you said there, the accordion effect.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah, it is. It's just
That's
like
a good
everyone's-
image.
Well,
It's
it's literally like what I think was the first time in Formula One history
Yeah.
at Austria where we had the whole grid within a second of each other in terms of actual...
Good. It's very good.
It's
I know
so
Austria's
good.
quite a small, like
Obviously, yeah,
short track.
it's a short
etc.
track, yeah.
1:05 rough estimate time for a race pace sort of thing. But yeah, it's really good.
It's
definitely
exciting.
good for the sport.
Yeah. It
Just
definitely
need
is.
Max to rein it in a bit. Just come back a bit. Come on.
Give everyone else a chance, lad.
All right.
We are 1 minute away from from getting underway here for the warm-up lap.
What's going through Norris's head right now? You know him better.
what tyres are they on? I'm interested to see what tyres they're all on.
Yeah,
to
same.
start with.
What's going through Lando's mind right now? Bombing it round the outside of Max. He's probably just like, honestly, it made me laugh at Silverstone when he was like, I just wish Max had just not been an F1 driver, just gone off and done something else. A different career would have been great.
Yeah, well, if Max hadn't been an F1 driver or a Red Bull driver, someone else would have filled that role, and then Newey would have made a car to suit their driving style.
Yeah,
so someone
facts.
would have been there.
Man, we'd have Carlos Sainz winning the World Championship right now. That would have been in a different universe.
Yeah,
He is a nicer guy, so I wouldn't mind that.
So they're all on mediums, and then Perez is on hards for the.
See,
the
that
top 10.
stresses me out for some reason. I don't know how I feel about that one. Sergio on the hards.
Yeah.
Interesting, no one taking the softs. I guess they're just not durable enough to be a race tire.
Yeah.
So
Makes you wonder if someone like just outside the top 10, maybe a Carlos Sainz.
oh,
on
that's just the top 10, by the way. So we have actually got some softs.
Yeah.
For Sainz, which he'll be hoping will sort of energize him off the line to be able to make some moves into turn one, obviously with a bit more purchase, a bit more grip. We've got Stroll, Gasly and Tsunoda on the softs and Russell going long on the hards. The race strategy doesn't even include softs, by the way.
It doesn't, but it's very interesting. 21 for medium, 24 for hards. That's not a big difference.
Nah, it isn't, to be fair. It isn't. Obviously, we've gone one step softer as well.
These are the softest ones, yeah.
In terms of tyres. So those hards are basically the mediums that we had last year.
Yeah. And they're the the track temperatures this week, basically this year are very high. So
Feeling hot. New deal as well for Hungary this weekend. We're here till 2032. It sounds so far away.
Oh yeah.
Well, it is actually, but it sounds crazy. That's like only 9 years away. We're into 2030s or whatever. But I think that makes it that would make it the longest track in terms of being on an F1 calendar consecutively, apart from Monza. Just nuts. Didn't even realise we've been going here that long. Not gonna lie.
I feel like the Hungaroring's one of those ones that is like good to lock in.
Yeah.
It always delivers a fairly decent race. It's quite a nice track. Like,
The drivers like it as well. So
You know what I would like, though? On a track like this, I would like the cars to be a little bit smaller.
yes, facts. Yeah.
100%
Instead of big
agree.
chunky boys that they are right now.
I mean-
can't make moves.
No, exactly. And like the FIA are trying to make the rules so that it makes racing closer and more exciting and stuff, then stop making them as wide as the circuit, you know?
Why does the circuit out like that?
Stop making it a one-way street.
Yeah, literally. Some tracks it works fine on. Like you go to Austin and stuff. The track's quite wide and it's fine. But these smaller tracks, the thinner tracks, as it were, get them smaller.
I mean, could you imagine if we got to a point where the F1 cars were as big as Austin Turn 1?
Oh, yeah.
Just driving around. Massive,
Just
like
a full-on bus.
Yeah.
having to indicate to get around Turn 1.
Yeah.
Lewis has backed up everyone a lot, by the way, on this, on this
experienced.
formation lap. Basically parked it through the final corner.
Yeah.
I'm so looking forward to this.
I'm excited. Oh, I just Max v Lewis again.
Yeah.
Oh,
Look at the starting positions. Hamilton's behind the yellow. Max is almost over it.
yeah.
He's aggressive.
He is, yeah. Remember in Australia when he was like on the restart, really like pushed the limits.
Yeah.
People were like,
yeah.
ooh.
Yeah, like a millimetre away
Yeah,
from being
yeah.
over.
He loved doing
Angled
that.
towards the other driver as well.
Yeah. Oh, he's going for it.
I cannot wait. I just need to see I need to see Max v Lewis action into turn 1. That's all I'm here for. We'll all go home after that. Right. The red lights start to illuminate. We're at 5 red lights. And we are underway for the Hungarian
Good
Grand Prix.
start.
Really slow getaway somewhere in the pack. One of the Alfa Romeos has gone backwards already.
Joe's gone.
Lewis squeezing Max towards the wall.
Lando around the out.
Oh, no.
Oh, it's Verstappen up.
Max gets him into turn 1. Piastri's done really well. There's an incident behind.
Oh, there's
Alpine's
always
gone
going to
off.
be turn 1 instant. Yeah, look at that.
But Max leads, and that is Piastri into P2.
And
And Lando
Lando around the
Unreal
outside
stuff.
of Hamilton.
Lando around the outside of Lewis. It's a disaster of Lewis Mercedes.
so far.
Oh
damn.
my word. Wow. Lewis trying to go back at Lando there up into the left-hander, but Lando holds on. Jesus Christ, what a shocker of a start.
Come on.
For Lewis.
Come on, man.
Forced wide really into turn 1, and Piastri's managed to get him. It's Gasly, by the way. I think both the Alpines have actually gone off at turn 1. I'm not even going to lie.
Yeah, Gasly's. Oh, yeah, they're 19-20.
Gasly and Ocon, Ricciardo might have been involved in that as well.
Oh, Ricardo's
Oh,
18,
man,
how
Ricardo.
Okay, Leclerc.
What happened to Joe?
Sainz is 6th. What? Oh my God, Alfa Romeo.
Yeah, Joe really bogged down
What
at the
has
start. Maybe
happened?
anti-store or something
Yeah,
like that.
I think Joe's literally anti-stalled off. Oh, that's so disappointing. From 5th on the grid. I was wrong. You guys were right to be.
I did call it.
Absolutely not. Didn't think it would last this long.
Yeah. Thought they have a little bit more than
Maybe
that.
a
lads.
couple of laps.
Come on, guys. At least make it
Yeah.
to turn 1.
Oh, man. And Bottas has dropped 5, though.
What is that? There's dirt all over the track there from the start. That people are
Someone's
dodging.
been pushed on the grass, right?
Yeah.
Probably.
It's like Ricardo in Austria. I think it was last year. Went on the dirt to try and make a little bit of a smoke screen for the cars behind him so he wouldn't let it pass.
Yeah, that was
Might be him doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Oh, why's Albon dropped?
Yeah, chaos here. So Albon, I think, just lost a few places going down the straight, or I don't know if it was like the responder that was wrong, but he's gone around the outside of Zhou again. Mate, chaos. Both the Alpines are genuinely, Gasly's pitted and Ocon, I think, must have spun at turn 1.
We'd love to see a replay of that.
Oh, well.
That is a wobbly rear wing.
There's Gasly, and he's missing a tyre as well at the back.
Have they come together again?
Oh, no, lads.
I mean, I'm not surprised that Ocon's hit someone, but it's a shame that it's his teammate.
They're never gonna beat the hate each other allegations, are they? Like, it's just...
That's the
It's
problem.
never gonna happen.
They knew that storyline coming into the season.
Yeah.
And then like Australia, Gasly takes out
Yeah,
Ocon,
and it's like,
now
come on,
he's done it all
guys.
over again. It's like, lads, we tried so hard to make it look like you were friends.
We did so much PR. We posted so many Instagram photos.
Sainz is currently fast on Leclerc. They need to let him get past.
Sainz is flying on those.
Can I just say, that is an unreal first couple of laps for Carlos Sainz, from 11th on the grid to 6th.
If you keep your nose out of trouble, more often than not, you gain a few places.
Yeah, facts. There's
Problem
some
is
big,
it's-
mate, there's some big movers
Oh,
and
don't
shakers
go
here.
for that. Just,
Yeah.
Don't compromise your line.
He's just going to have so much more pace, isn't he? I mean, it's soft v medium.
I don't understand why they're not swapping them though, because Sainz has softs and Leclerc has mediums.
Yeah, but we mustn't forget this is Ferrari. So
That's true,
that conversation hasn't even happened in the garage yet. Give it 2 more laps and they'll realise, oh wait, hang on a second, guys. Carlos is on the softs. Some big jumpers, Stroll, Sonoda, Russell's up 5 places. Ricciardo down to 18th, though, is a bit of a shame.
Yeah.
His return back. Apparently, George Russell might be having power unit issues, though, according to one of his team radios. So that might seriously hamper him if that is genuinely the case. But he's doing all right in terms of pace right now, so we'll see how it develops.
So are both Alpines basically out then?
Double
By the
DNF,
looks of
yeah.
things.
That's crazy.
It's crazy that Alpine, right? When Ocon got that.
Oh, that Zhou start. Oh, God.
That bad.
Oh, no.
Sorry about that, guys. Yeah. It's okay. Just get it back.
It's going to be a long race. Okay, so there was an Alpine on the grass already in turn 1. So what happened?
Where is
So-
it? Watch the back. Tries to go around the outs.
Oh,
no.
Yeah, Ricciardo hit.
Ricardo knocks
Yeah.
Ocon into Gasly.
So Ricciardo hits an Alpine and spins him.
He stalled.
What?
Bully stalled.
Did he stall?
It
Or
did- it-
did he
it kind
just
of-
not shift?
It kind of didn't look like he started as well. Like,
Yeah, what's
it didn't
going
look
on?
like
Yeah, he
a
just
second for him
didn't
to
try.
actually get going.
Ocon team radio.
Oh, no, he hit Ricciardo.
Oh.
Oh, my. Oh, that is a disaster.
So it's Joe bowling.
That is a disaster. I love that. We have an account for Ocon's radio, by the way, that just pops in and the radio in the chat. Love that. That's a horror story for Alpine. Yeah, so Ricciardo's been hit by Zhou behind. Oh, Lord.
Yeah, that's
Otherwise,
that's
Ricardo was
gonna
actually going to do that inch perfect.
Yeah.
Oh, he's ripped his side pod up.
that's
Yeah.
Those Alpine's gone, I think. It's mad though that the Alpines, like you think Ocon got that podium in Monaco, and like even then I was like, oh, so Alpine are basically guaranteed 5th in the championship now. Like it was looking that way after that podium, and now like McLaren looks so far ahead.
Oh, it's
of Alpine.
crazy, yeah.
Tell you what, though, Gasly should have left more room on the inside there. He should have swung it wider. Why was he trying to cut across?
Yeah, because he's
like
gone
that?
so deep into turn 1. You're going to see him
Look,
fly
comes
around the
across,
outside there.
I mean, yes, it lost control and stuff, but he should have played it a bit more safe and gone a bit wider. Hindsight, sure, but
Yeah. So which
enough
one is
experience.
this? Is that? Oh goodness
That's
me,
Gasly.
goodbye. Oh dear, that's a shame.
mate! Alpine double retirement. Wow, it stinks. They do it to themselves though. Alpine are the masters of their own downfall a lot of the time.
Yeah.
In the same league as Ferrari, I guess.
Yeah, facts. They are the mid-table Ferrari, but they don't get as much heat because like they're not in the limelight as much. You know, they're not challenging for race wins.
They're not in the limelight because they don't last long in the race.
Yeah, facts. I tell you what though, Hulkenberg's not started going backwards yet. This is a net win.
He's there, yeah.
For Haas, mate. I thought it would have
Yeah.
happened by now.
Wow, give it a second and his tyres will be.
Give it one more lap. Yeah. They look like 50p coins.
Nice. Oh dear. I mean, Alonso's sticking on the back of Sainz all right. Okay, we haven't got the intervals at the minute, but from what I last saw, he's clinging on.
It's Perez though, all over the back.
Actually, no, he's not.
Fernando
I'm completely
Alonso,
wrong.
yeah.
No, I'm wrong. Look at that gap.
Yeah, it's still Alonso
No.
train. It is still Alonso train right now.
Such a shame. Oh, 2.6. Yeah, I'm wrong.
Still Sainz behind Leclerc though. You know Sainz is on the radio like screaming at the team.
Yeah, I
Just release me.
just
like
please, like let me have a go at like Hamilton or something.
And even if Ferrari are saying, oh yeah, he's on the tyre, it's going to last longer, let him get position and stuff, Sainz can drag him along.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Like, what are they doing?
Sergio Perez has got DRS here. This might be
should be able to
game
get
over
past
for
it.
Tommo's
Fernando. He's gonna
got a good seat of
defensive.
this one.
Yeah, I was going to say Tommo's watching this happen. Ooh, he's going to go for the switchback, surely.
No, he's got good traction.
Yeah, no, Fernando's done well there. Defending like a lion.
Is this track actually? He said that
Yeah,
last time.
exactly. Yeah.
Defend like a
2021.
lion.
Esteban Ocon's not winning this one.
Yeah. Look, 18 disqualifications and it might happen. That's what I'm saying. Fernando doing a good job. This is an immovable object versus a very movable object in Sergio Perez. So
Oh, man.
this can only really go one way.
That is a big train.
It is. Yeah, I can tell you what. Yeah, there's like I think even Sonoda's in this and Bottas. Everyone, literally everyone to the back of the field is in this train. That's crazy.
Russell's going to be so frustrated right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's on hards as well, so it's not like he can even jump in, undercut. He has
He's
to
just gonna have
go
to wait
long.
until everyone else pits and then just hope he can-
filters out.
bit of a release, right?
That's peak. By the way, just quickly, we need to give Oscar Piastri some flowers, by the way, for that start.
It was
Yeah, bang.
Really did a great job of taking advantage of Lewis getting pushed out wide. And
I wasn't sure he had the aggression needed,
Yeah.
but he does.
Yeah. He positioned his car so well into there, so doing a sensational.
He looks unreal now. Like it's one of those things.
Yeah.
You know when like Ricardo left and McLaren were looking for a driver and they like nabbed Oscar Piastri from Alpine and like all of the bad press that went on with that. It was like, will he be able to deal with that?
Yeah,
Will he be able to
yeah.
deal with that like pressure that comes along with not only coming into Formula One as a rookie, but coming in those circumstances where like he has been the talking point of the summer break.
Yeah.
He's almost been like ousted by Alpine.
And he
for
had a
6
year
months.
out as well. Yeah, exactly.
And it was like, will he be able to do it? And even as a McLaren fan, I was a bit like, I hope he just starts the season okay.
Yeah.
And like,
We'll take
just
that.
like okay, please.
Be average.
But like, I think the fact that the car was so poor, maybe for the first 5-6 races, kind of gave him a bit of time to like bed in.
Well, there was no
where
pressure, was there? It was like, you're up against Lando, who's been like top of the midfield now for about 3 years, and it's like, at the end of the day, if you can semi-match him, calm. But the car's below average, so it's fine. But now that it's actually got pace, he's really showing his ability.
No, definitely. Has Alonso got an issue or something? Because like Stroll's clinging onto the back of this train as well, and I know they're on different tyres and stuff, but
I just think they don't
Surely.
have the pace.
I mean, yeah, but
but
you see
Stroll's
Alonso making these tiny mistakes here or there. He lost a bit of traction coming out of that final corner. That's not the Alonso we know.
Yeah, well, Sergio Perez is making a move up the inside. Not as much of a defense there. Apparently, Alonso's playing more of a long game in terms of strategy, but
Yeah.
But
still
Perez
have
is
some
on the
pace
harder
for it.
tyre there. I know
Yeah.
Perez is in a Red Bull.
Yeah,
so
of
it's
course.
tricky
Yeah.
to know, but
I mean, if I was Alonso, I mean, he's done the right thing. He's letting pass without too much of a fight now after a couple of laps of putting up a fight. But Guan Yu's open anyway.
is that going to be for the turn one incident or?
that would be for knocking into the back of Daniel Ricciardo.
It's such small contact, but into a turn one like that.
Sent just 2 cars out. So
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's a no-brainer.
Yeah, but I mean, now that Alonso is behind, he can be dragged along and preserve those tyres a bit more. So even better for the long game if he's playing that.
And then maybe potentially wait for like a safety car, virtual safety car.
There'll be one,
Yeah.
100%.
It'd be interesting to see what Perez can do from here now. What's he got, 2 and a bit seconds to Sainz?
He's pulled off. He's 1.5 seconds behind already.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, I think if Perez now gets that opportunity to push, doesn't he?
Look, the front of that car, 63 is blue. Why was it green on the?
Oh yeah,
other
actually,
way?
yeah, that's
What's going
true.
on?
Yeah, it doesn't make any
What's going
sense. Yeah. We need consistent branding, George. Come on, bro. Or make your helmet green. Just make a decision.
It was green at the start of the year, and I think the Sky just couldn't be bothered to change it. They were just like, nah.
I'm a fan of like if you keeping a helmet as the same throughout the season as best you can. Sure, the one-off design here or there is great, but don't change it every race. It's confusing.
It's confusing for me. I need to know who you are.
Yeah.
I think my biggest like bugbear with that, is like people that change it like drastically each season. It's like, bro, I'd only just got used to you having like a red helmet, and now it's like silver. Like, what are we doing here? Like, I can't remember.
Speaking of good helmets, though, did you see those golf livery helmets from the Williams?
Oh,
they
that
are
car's going to look
sexy.
so good in Singapore as well, isn't it? They've got the full golf livery.
Yeah, I thought it was this weekend they were going to do it. No?
No, it's the Asian stint. It's like Japan, Singapore.
Oh,
Oh, is it going to be for more than one race?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
oh, yes. I'm sold. I'm sold.
I
Don't get me excited, Williams. Goodness me.
thought it was for Hungary onwards. My bad.
My bad, brother.
Lewis has just been warned about his front brakes getting hot. So,
Just brake less than in that case, mate.
true.
Just go faster.
throttle.
That'll probably solve that.
Yeah.
Faster.
Just go faster, mate. Verstappen just getting faster slap after faster slap, by the way.
Yeah, my prediction of Verstappen dropping out of the top 5 isn't looking great now, is it?
Wait, was that what you predicted?
Yeah.
Oh,
You
we didn't
never
talk about that
know.
enough at the time. That's crazy.
I thought like everyone's going to predict Verstappen just easy win, and like he's due,
I hear that,
he's
yeah.
due one.
Yeah,
he's due
yeah,
one.
yeah.
You know,
Just
what
do
I
a
mean?
PU break-in or something, whatever. But
A lot of pit stops being made now.
yeah, these are all
On
the guys
lap
that were on
10.
soft, I want to say, from the midfield.
Yeah, but this is early, no?
Very.
A little bit, yeah. I mean, we didn't see the softs on the
An overlay.
on the screen. For the strategies. Terrible pit stop for Yuki Tsunoda, by the way.
Yeah.
He's still in 7.3 seconds. Yeah, say let's go home.
He's still in the pits. What's he doing?
Yeah,
What's happened?
That honks. Alex Albon's.
He's
jumped
still
in.
not moved.
Oh, he's out
How's he
there
moved?
now. He's out there now.
Oh,
it's-
that
it's-
dot is...
It's the Alpines.
Alpine. It's
That's
so far away. Can't see
Yeah,
it.
by the way, just for context, we've got like a track map, up at the moment. And we can see all the dots moving around. And yeah, just if it's out, just like knock it off, mate. I don't need to know the Alpines are still in the garage. You know what I'm saying?
The colours are so similar as
Yeah,
well.
facts.
Yeah,
Too
everyone's
many
got
blue
like
cars.
blue and green.
Yeah, I know. Can we change that actually? Formula One, get some like purple cars out there next season.
Purple? Connor Sport?
Purple. Oh, yeah, I like that.
Thank you.
Make it happen. Oh, hello. Switch position, Sierra.
Finally.
Does that mean
There we
switch
go.
position, as in like actually make it happen, like, or is that just a switch position on your steering wheel?
Oh, maybe.
It must be on the steering wheel, because why are they using code for the last word when they say switch position?
Yeah, facts. Yeah, even Ferrari would not think that's a good idea.
Also, looking at it, Sainz has dropped off the back of Leclerc.
Maybe unless they were just trying to say science, they got his name wrong.
What's that?
Position. It's like that's
What
not
happened
even-
here?
Oh,
Front
yeah,
left,
front-
couldn't get it off.
Deary
Oh
me.
dear.
Oh, it's turned into a bit of a stink for AlphaTauri now, isn't it? With Ricardo's contact and that pit stop.
It hasn't looked too bad though in terms of like race pace so far. Sitting 13th, Logan Sargent in front of him.
He's only sitting 13 because the people behind him have just pitted.
True,
Yeah.
but at least maybe he's got an opportunity now, as you say, with like a little safety car, virtual safety car, something along those lines.
You on? Yeah.
Beautiful 9.7 second pit stop there for Zhou because of his penalty. I'd honestly go home. After starting, mate, honestly, after starting fifth, yeah, and all that sort of that, oh my god, that excitement, Alfa Romeo, we've got some pace this weekend, and then you're 18th after a 10-second pit stop, yeah, just throw in the towel.
Call it a day.
Call it a day.
Another thing
go
about
home.
the AlphaTauris, did you see? Do you know? Obviously, McLaren have only just got rid of it. That changeable advertising banner. Tsunoda had one of those on his.
Oh yeah, when it like flips.
Yeah, the
like
number
ink.
and
yeah.
PSU.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that.
It's pretty cool.
But it looked like it was held on by speed tape painted black. I don't quite know what's going on.
It
there.
ain't quite got the technology yet. They're just like, let's just slap a
it.
Kindle on the side and tape it in.
That's what it looks like, to be fair. It's good though. I like it. Change it whilst going around track.
Man, Verstappen is just. Oh man, I was hoping
He's
for a
too
lot
good,
better,
isn't he?
man. But
Thing
Stresses
is,
me out.
the Red Bull sponsors must be like, oh yeah, it's great, we're in the fastest car, but how much coverage has that had? The
True.
sponsorship.
If you're one of the
is
little
getting
sponsors,
nothing.
if you're Red Bull, fine, obviously,
Yeah.
yeah. But like, if you're any of the other sponsors, you're fuming.
Yeah, if I was gonna start putting my name and sponsor on Red Bull, I'd say, look, can we halve the price, because I don't want it on Verstappen's car, I want it on Perez's
Yeah.
car, because Verstappen doesn't get on screen all too much.
Verstappen's car just has Red Bull written on the side.
Yeah, that's it.
Perez has got all the sponsors on.
Add extra flags and all this stuff.
Yeah. The problem is he'll bash it off though when he's in qualifying, isn't it?
Sad.
Sad boy.
Oh dear. I mean, how long are we thinking Sainz is going to stay on his softs for? Probably come in this or next lap, no?
Probably. I'm not entirely sure. Was it 20 laps they thought the mediums could do?
Yeah.
Mediums 20, yeah. So maybe up to lap 15, 16.
The problem is
depends on how
he's
well
got
he's-
to come out in some kind of clear air, though, hasn't he?
Yeah. So,
They're trying to judge it.
if you've got a 3-stopper, then yeah, you're looking at probably
12 laps.
yeah, about 12 laps on the softs, and then about maybe 15 to 19 or something on the mediums. But I think a lot of people will go for the 2-stop. I think at this point you might as well just slap the hards on and just do what you need to. But
It's a bit boring though.
yeah, what, doing the 2-stop?
The race or
We're just like throwing a 5-stop or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Mix it up.
Well, that was-
Guan Yu Zhou, do what you need to do, bro.
yeah.
5-stopper now.
Do your thing, bro.
That was what the qualifying was supposed to kind of incentivize, right? The fact that
Exactly.
they had to use a set of hards and a set of mediums in qualifying.
fastest lap, Joe.
Supposed to try and mix this up a little bit in terms of the tyres that they've got across the weekend, because they've only got 11 sets of tyres.
Yeah.
Whereas like usually qualifying, you just burn through all of your soft tyres and then you just have the mediums and hards for the race. Now we're going to see drivers use a set of mediums or hards that maybe they had to use yesterday and are a little bit worse for wear.
Yeah.
I know why they're doing the qualifying format, hard, medium, softs and stuff, is to get it down to that 11 tyres travelling to all these Grand Prix and stuff. But why can't they just make that the limit anyway?
Yeah. No, it doesn't make sense. Exactly.
Sometimes, or most of the time, there's always leftover tyres.
Yeah.
Make it a bit more interesting with strategies. Limit to 11, and if you go over, then that's your fault.
Yeah, exactly.
If you run out, you run out. It is what it is, man. Yeah.
It is what it is.
I think then the problem that they'll then have is teams just underusing tyres in free practices. They'll just go like super long in free practice. They'll be like, we'll just use like one set of hard tyres for all the free practice sessions.
Is that an issue?
Hold on to the rest. I mean, no, but like then is whether they, you then get to a sprint weekend as well.
Well, sprint weekends is always the anomaly, isn't it? Change it for that, sure, but I think just see if they can manage it. They pay all these strategists. I'm sure they can work a way around it.
Does anyone want to have a good pit stop today? Like at any point? Like we're gonna
Too
get.
hot.
It's too hot, lads.
You're in those race suits, in the helmet.
Yeah, man.
It's too hot.
Yeah, nah. I hear that actually.
It's like the boys were in the air-conditioned garage and they're like, really?
Really, guys, come on.
Let's do a one-stop.
Take the aircon unit out with them while they're doing the pit stop. Just like strap it to their back. It's calm, guys.
Tell you what I do like about our livery, though. That Duracell battery on top.
It's so good, isn't it?
That's quality.
That's really like clever sort of sponsor marketing, isn't it? Really, just like, it's got a battery on the top, lads.
Yeah.
It probably should be a bit quicker though. That's the only thing.
Exactly.
Because now people are going to go, you're at the back of the grid, lads. It can't be that good of a battery. You know what I mean? Like,
I don't know. I feel like Williams are they're progressing.
It's
always one of those things with Williams, isn't it? Just because of the lack of funding they've had for so long.
Yeah.
Like James Vowles, I think he did an interview recently, and he said like he went from the Mercedes factory, turned up at the Williams factory, and thought he'd like gone back in time.
Yeah.
It was like, they're just so far off in terms of their infrastructure compared to some of those bigger teams.
What? Who makes the batteries? Is it Duracell that actually makes the batteries for these cars?
Ooh,
I actually have no idea,
idea,
to be fair.
Good question.
I have no idea.
I hope so.
I've never really thought about it, to be honest.
Yeah.
I just assumed it was in-house, but that's going to be something that's standardised, no? The battery capacity and stuff.
Yeah, I'm guessing so. It'll probably get made in-house, but there'll probably just be rules around that. Could you imagine they just slap AA batteries in an F1 car?
Send them on their way.
Off you go, mate. Come on.
Yeah.
James Vowles in Tesco's like need some AAAs.
Yeah, guys.
We're out of stock.
No. The wheel guns have run out again and it's AAA.
Yeah. They're just chucking batteries into the cockpit.
Yeah.
Swap it out.
Stop it out.
Albon's like, oh my God.
You got it wrong. You got it wrong way round. It's the plus at the top there.
Chuck them a AAA instead of a AA.
Yeah,
Fill
it's
it
a
out
nightmare.
with tin foil to make sure the connections meet. That's right. I'm referencing my sister there when I was younger. She handed us some batteries, put her into this Christmas tree that started dancing. She put the wrong size battery in. She filled it with tin foil and it worked.
Wow.
Almost went up in flames.
Okay, right. Okay. Was going to think to do that next time, but
Yeah. No, don't.
not fire hazard. All right, noted.
Right. Yeah.
Here we go.
In
then.
comes
Sainz
Carlos
finally
Sainz.
pits.
Yeah, finally off the. He's done well, to be fair. He's taken that along. And a good stop.
Good stop.
From Ferrari of all people. Well done, guys.
There's no pressure. I reckon put them in like, Verstappen's hounding them.
Yeah.
10 seconds.
He's going to come out nicely, though, in front of Stroll. He is. This is a nice pit stop from Ferrari.
Yeah.
They're coming out right behind Ricciardo. A little bit of space. And now Carlos Sainz can just go.
Yeah, some good clean air as well, actually, to be fair.
Must say, he dipped onto the outside of the track for a second there, so he might have picked up a bit of dirt on the right-hand side, but I'm sure it's nothing to worry about.
Just wear them in, just straight off the bat, just like, fuck it, guys. Here, have some dirt.
I'm assuming it's the front left around this track that wears more than the rest, no? So it's a clockwise track, I'm assuming it's the left side.
Yeah, it will be, yeah. I've got a decent amount of the quick turns are right-handers though. Because obviously it's a lot of slow speed corners around here.
Yeah.
But yeah, it'll be the front lefts that take most of the hit, I think.
Looking at that, man.
Oh, he's
That's
boxing.
Hamilton in.
It was the
early.
undercut.
That is
That's very early.
He's like 4 seconds off the McLarens though, so I think I don't even really think an undercut's going to be that huge around here unless it's a big one.
Do you think they're worried about Carlos Sainz? Maybe a little bit of covering off for the Ferrari?
Yeah,
good
maybe
point.
actually, maybe.
Yeah.
Just
Make
race
it good
pace in
though.
general.
Nice.
nice.
Because again, Hamilton's going to come out in and around like Alex Howell. No, sorry, Daniel Ricciardo again.
Yeah. He'll be just behind Ricciardo. Oh no, he's going to be just ahead, I think, actually.
Ooh, yeah.
It's going to be close.
Send it, honey badger.
Make a statement.
yeah. I'm back.
Your first Grand Prix back.
Wipes
Make
out
a
Lewis Hamilton
statement.
at turn one. Fucking hell, Daniel. I'll come back. Oh my God, Haas haven't dropped off.
No, he's right there.
This is crazy. Well, relatively. I mean, he's pitted, but actually, no, that's a lie. He's pitted and he's now behind Stroll, Bottas, Albon, Sonoda. Yeah, no, never mind, guys. Yeah, it's game over.
My points.
Not again.
Oh,
The most predictable thing that could ever happen in a Grand Prix has happened again.
No. Who would have thought?
Oh, here you go. You got Norris covering off.
Yeah, you might
How
as well.
about
as well.
Piastri? How big was Piastri's gap?
Piastri's about 2.5 seconds, I think, ahead of
Lando.
Lando.
Okay. Because I hope he doesn't get undercut. Because that wouldn't necessarily be fair.
Life's not fair.
That's not
Life's not fair, yeah, true.
outrageous.
Especially if you're Lando Norris. Lando does seem to be that driver that is always like so close but so far away. Like I think back to like Russia
Yeah, I
and Monza
know.
in 2021.
I know,
and Daniel
yeah.
Ricciardo getting a win in a McLaren.
Oh
And,
no!
like,
Leclerc!
oh, Leclerc's all over the place.
Oh, it's a horror story of a pit stop. 9.4.
So bad.
Yeah, it's wraps.
That was the wheel gun itself, not the bearing.
Yeah, they had to change it, right? They had to change it on the fly. So Sainz is now ahead of Leclerc, who's now going to probably behind. Yep, Stroll. Bottas, send it. No, we're definitely not going to get a Bottas send. If we're not going to get a Ricciardo send, we're not getting a Bottas send.
Hold on.
Oh, I tell you what. Hold on.
mate.
Oh, go on.
No.
No. Yeah. Oh,
Oh,
hang on a
shame.
sec. That got a little bit close there, for comfort.
Yeah, no, he won't ever take it.
Yeah, not enough porridge eaten today, unfortunately, for Valtteri. But yeah, Lando in then to cover off, well, didn't even really need to cover off Leclerc in the end, but Piastri as well is going to come in at this lap too. 9 seconds off Verstappen after 18 laps.
Have a reliability issue.
Yeah.
Or collide with a back marker. But everyone be safe.
But
No, but this is what I was saying, right? Like, if Verstappen now has a reliability issue, it won't be Norris winning for McLaren. It will be Piastri.
I was saying, what the world? That would be
Lando has done
Oscar
so
Piastri.
well for McLaren for so long.
If Oscar Piastri wins this race, I will be loving my life.
What was that?
They
That
like
has to be, like,
wipe
sub
something
2
like really.
seconds.
Yeah. That was crazy.
2
Oh
seconds
my
flat.
God.
Yeah.
Seconds.
Hello.
I tell you what, to
Oh.
be fair, Lando's still here. Oh
He's
my
gonna undercut,
God.
Lando's
yeah.
right there.
Oh
there
my
you go.
days.
Oh.
Lando ran the outside of Piastri
Even with a
after the
2-second
undercut.
stop.
Yeah, even with the fastest pit stop of the entire season.
Was that just an unreal lap from Norris?
Must
That
have been.
had to
It
have been,
has
right?
to be.
Nice.
I mean,
done.
fair enough, man. Listen, I'm not going to complain, innit? But, like, that is crazy because there was a decent, like, 2.5 second gap, I think, between Oscar and
Yeah,
Lando.
yeah.
there. So that is an insane outlap, I think.
God, yeah, that was actually, must have been insane.
Oscar's
It's
fuming.
good to see the lap times of that. trying to see those lap times down there. It's a bit
they're
too
so
small.
Yeah.
It's just a little bit of purple, and I'm going to take that
Yeah.
as really good.
The team radio, by the way, for Piastri was could be close with Lando into turn 1. Take no risk with our car. So, shit, man.
Word there.
I mean, that is
It's
fair.
ours.
Like,
Yeah,
when
that-
you're
that is
when you're on for a double podium.
Yeah, please, guys, don't crash into each other. Ideally, but
Perez up to P2.
Oh, if this ends in a Red Bull 1-2.
that would actually be like just overall disappointing for the whole sport. I think if this ended in a Red Bull 1-2.
How much
Sergio.
again, being a bit suspicious of the Red Bulls there.
Oh, what
Did
was
you hear what
it?
he was saying yesterday? Or I think it was him,
Yeah, it was
or maybe
Lewis,
it's someone else, saying like, "Oh, that's a bit suspicious."
He was talking about the DRS and the advantage
Yeah.
they had early on in the season.
Yeah,
And then he was like, should probably look into that. He kind of hinted it, but never directly addressed it.
yeah.
I love that.
It's
with
classic
drivers,
Lewis.
man.
You know what they should do? They should make up a new testing apparatus to test the DRS. Something like a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
Out of the blue. Come up with a new test. Oh, you're 0.2 centimeters. Oh, no.
Millimeters.
Nah, mate, that can't run. That
Get rid of
can't
it.
run. I'm afraid.
Bro.
It's always the case, though, isn't it? It's like when you're winning, you're quiet. Like you never hear Max
Yeah.
Verstappen complain about anything.
Yeah.
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 The rules are amazing, guys.
breaks.
Keep them.
Yeah.
But now Lewis Hamilton's behind. Like Lewis Hamilton, I remember like he was talking about the fact that Red Bull are starting work on their 2024 car.
Yeah.
And he was like, maybe we should have a rule where like you're not allowed to start like your
That's crazy,
2024
bro. You guys
car.
have started like
Yeah.
the start of the season on next.
Yeah.
It's like, you
Mercedes
didn't
were
say
starting.
that. You didn't say that 2017. Lewis. Like, you're like,
18, 19.
What's changed?
No doubt they've all started thinking about or tinkering with their next year's car.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Even
like,
if they're
for
just like
sure.
thinking about it, doing sketches or whatever.
Yeah.
They're thinking about it. They're doing something.
Someone in the back of like the Haas garage is just like drawing like a stick car.
Yeah. Needs to be fast.
Yeah. Someone write that down. Someone write that down, lads.
now they've just got a still of the Ferrari and he's tracing over the top of it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Another thing, Alonso on screen, he was talking about what was it? Oh yeah, the tire compounds and how they changed for this weekend, and how potentially Aston Martin and Red Bull got affected more so by that
Yeah.
than other teams. Which
Which they knew they were going to get these tyres for this race, so they can't really like
Exactly,
blame
yeah.
anyone
It's the
apart
same
from
for
themselves for it.
Yeah.
But
And it
it's interesting what you're
happens.
saying there.
yeah,
Yeah, it happens. You turn up at a Grand Prix, year on year, and sometimes they'll just change the tyre compounds because it was a bit too hard last
Yeah.
year or whatever.
exactly, yeah.
I mean, you say that Aston Martin have like completely fallen off. They look what fifth fastest in terms of the teams right now.
I think Oscar's question there, what do you want me to do here, is a bit sort of
Wow.
a bit targeted.
I love that though. I love that he's come into the team, first season with the team, and he's not, scared of asking those questions. He's like, you know what? Like,
Yeah.
even though I'm behind Lando, who's been in the team now, he's
Yeah,
clearly
yeah.
the team number one.
Yeah.
He's like,
But I was number one in
I'm
this
quicker
race.
right now.
Yeah,
So-
yeah, exactly.
Just had a comment from one of the viewers say, can we get Devon Butler's opinion on Sergio Perez's rough patch?
Patch or a DLC.
If you can't handle the pressure, maybe change something, fix something, or, you're going to get booted. It's the harsh reality.
That
of
was a
it.
very different bottle response.
It is what it is, If you're not performing in any realm, you're not just the Red Bull, who are notorious for saying "see you later." But if you're not performing, then either got to change it, or the team will.
Yeah, facts. I think it is very much pressure related with Sergio, because we've seen him be, a very consistent. Like, this is what's really confusing me about the whole situation, is he's such a consistent driver.
Yeah.
You don't really see him make that many mistakes back in
Yeah.
Force India days. I know he had like his little clash with Ocon at one point, but
That's Ocon, though.
that's Ocon. He clashes with Ocon all of the time. So it's so strange to just see these mistakes week in, week out now. Like the one this weekend, it's your first lap in FP1.
Exactly.
Monaco, your first lap in all of qualifying.
Good move from Alonso.
Most important qualifying of the year.
Yeah. It's like,
First call,
come
yeah.
on,
Boom.
bro.
Yeah, we're done. Yeah, it's peak.
It's frustrating for him. Yeah, good move here from Fernando on Bottas, who's been on those hards for a lot longer. Leclerc made a move on Stroll as well a little bit earlier on too, so he's back up into 8th.
I mean, I would like to know what's happening behind closed doors, as I'm sure everyone would, with the Red Bull and with the pressure that Perez is obviously feeling. I feel like something's happened, something's been said, and it's ringing around his head.
Yeah.
something like that. But you know, it is what it is. That's the raw realm of sport.
It's interesting though.
Oh, wide through there, Max.
Yeah. As you say,
More of that, please, Max.
Yeah. Shocker.
don't mind just send it into the grass for a bit. Maybe the back.
Just to give someone a chance. You can still win if you want, bro, but just give someone a chance.
Yeah.
I was saying it on another podcast the other day. To be honest, when I'm watching these races, it's P2 down for me. I don't even bother looking at P1. it's crazy. It's the way the sport is at the minute.
It's just, it's mad because it would have been, I think it's still, there's been some great races this season, don't get it twisted, but this would be an unbelievable season if Max just didn't exist. Like, really would be class. Like, it's been great to see the development and change between teams that are like doing well and, you know, whatever. The inter-team battle's been great. Been a lot of rain-affected races as well. But Max just wins. He's inevitable. He's literally Thanos.
I am inevitable. Yeah.
I think we're at the point in the season as well where Max Verstappen's at his best. Like, I think, you know, early on in the season, you think about Bahrain, fair enough, but then, you know, you get into like the street circuits, Saudi, Miami.
That's where Sergio's good.
Sergio is like slightly higher rated in terms of those races. Now we get to the more traditional circuits like Silverstone, Hungary, we've got Spa coming up, obviously. His home Grand Prix in Zandvoort. I just can't see anyone getting close to him in those races. Like, he just suits those down to the ground.
At Zandvoort, there's not even any point turning up.
So we're literally
genuinely, there's no point.
We're kind of waiting until later on in the season where we're back to like maybe some more street style circuits, maybe a Singapore where Max messed up last year. Like, he does that again. It's like what we're hoping for at this point. Or Brazil, where he kind of just already won everything and had gone home and was like, yeah, George, have a win.
Yeah. Go on then.
I really enjoyed that race, though. That was a really, really good race.
Yeah.
I had a bet with my mate that Hamilton was going to get a win.
Last season.
So close,
Yeah. It was the end of the year, wasn't it? It was Austin and Brazil. And it was like, oh my God, it's got to happen. But
No, sad times.
sad boy hours.
Ooh. What's
The Mercedes doesn't look good on this hard tyre.
What's that, sorry?
The Mercedes doesn't look great on the hard tyre because I think Lewis has dropped quite a bit from the McLaren.
Oh my days, yeah, Russell's 9 seconds off the McLarens and Lewis is behind them. So
Russell's yet to have pitted though.
McLaren are actually back. Oh my God.
They are.
Sorry, I just had an epiphany. It's actually mad. That's crazy.
Eureka moment.
Didn't have that on my bingo card for this year.
Yeah, I mean, well, I did head down to the McLaren factory about 3 weeks ago for the first time, and then all of a sudden they're doing well.
Yeah, well, not saying that they are.
I'm not saying they're linked.
They're not saying they're linked, but
I might have whispered in Zach Brown's ear, you got to do this. And I was like, oh, sick. Cheers.
it was like, what, make the car faster? Fuck, you know, man.
Didn't think of that.
Might be onto something there.
To be fair though, I think with McLaren, I was expecting them to get quicker, but I was expecting it second half of the season.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting it this
Because they were talking about the sort of B-spec car from, I think it was even like Baku that was meant to happen, and it didn't come then. But like, I thought there'd be pace, but I thought it would be where Alpine were at like Spain, where it was like they're there, but they're at the back of the leading group. And they're probably still going to finish like 8th or 9th, but it's consistent. This is like insane, I'm not going to lie.
Interesting radio there saying the straight line speed of the car isn't as good compared to the other cars around him.
Yeah, asking if they're turning the engine down, it's just, you know, no, it's just not as good, mate. Sorry about that.
We'll get what it is.
We'll get him next year.
I think Lewis over-delivered yesterday. I think.
Yeah, I mean, that
shouldn't
lap
have
was
been on pole.
insane as well, like, you know, on board.
But he's been let through.
Yeah, George hasn't pitted, has he yet?
They're on different
Started
strategies.
He just
Yeah.
has, I think.
Oh, we're right, okay, Fez.
I want to know what he's saying.
Just let him through. Oh, as in
No,
Russell.
that radio just there, because obviously, as we said at the beginning, he might be having some PU problems.
Yeah,
Oh,
George,
yeah.
I'll tell a lie, Hamilton's pulling away by about 2 seconds that lap.
Yeah. I mean, his tyres are like significantly older.
Yeah. Oh, actually, I'm completely wrong. No, he hasn't pitted.
Yeah.
It's not intervals now. It's, I hate when I do that.
Yeah, it changes to the leader, doesn't it? It's
Yeah,
like,
yeah, they
guys,
change.
come on, yeah, no.
Stick with one and have that consistent throughout. Because I've made a fool of myself on this podcast.
I don't need to
Oh, he's
know.
definitely pitted. Well, obviously he hasn't. Oh, dear. Okay, so that's 3 seconds. Oh, you get it. Oh, dear. All right.
That is true, actually. I really don't need to know that Ricciardo's 48.2 seconds behind Verstappen.
Yeah.
Like, I kind of just assumed, to be honest. Quite a big gap,
so.
like, it's fine.
I I think you just, how many will Verstappen lap? It's
Yeah.
kind of the game at this point. That's Tsunoda 40
Oh,
seconds.
that's actually a good prediction, actually. So where's Verstappen going to lap up to in this race? I'm saying, I think Stroll could get it. I think Alonso will overtake Stroll, but I think Stroll could get it.
I mean, 40
It's only 16 seconds
yeah.
between them.
Yeah, but Verstappen hasn't pitted yet.
No, Verstappen
Oh,
has
he just
finished.
happened?
Yeah.
Just missed it.
Yeah, sorry, we were waffling when that happened. I don't even remember that pit stop happening, but yeah.
Laps around these 117, 118 in the race. No, I actually can't see what they're doing. They're
Yeah,
doing
it's like 118, I'm pretty sure.
No, tell a lie.
Oh, no, it's
No,
way
they're doing
more than that.
124s science or something like that. So,
Oh, okay, I'm wrong. It's probably not going to be Stroll.
yeah, or,
I mean, we're only 30 laps in.
I reckon
Checo
it's going to
and
be
Sainz.
Oh, go on.
Bottas. He'll get past.
Checo. Oh,
If
Lord.
there's no safety
Oh,
cars.
my-
Hello.
That was aggressive from Checo. Jeez.
That's what he needs to do, though. He
Got
needs
his
to
yeah, man.
get his elbows out. He's in the car that can do it.
He's on the mediums here as well, so he's going to have a massive pace advantage over, well, obviously Sainz, who's just overtaken, Lewis. This actually could be a Red Bull 1-2, you know.
2 laps old, me.
Oh, no.
Although McLaren look very quick, so I don't think they'll be easy to overtake.
Yeah, by the time he gets there, those mediums will have gone off as well. So
Yeah.
What is good enough from Perez? Because I think at the point in this, at this point in the season, Perez, as we've talked about a couple of times now, Perez is under a lot of pressure. And Daniel Ricciardo is doing all right in an AlphaTauri that is pretty terrible. He's just got to get it home. It's basically the thing, right?
Yeah.
As long as Daniel Ricciardo finishes this race, he's got smashed into the back of, so we don't really know where his pace is at.
Yeah.
But-
it wasn't his fault in turn 1. So
Yeah.
that's what it is.
Sergio Perez, what's the minimum that he should be getting? Because he hasn't been hitting that, right? Because people are still saying that he's not good enough, not good enough, not good enough.
I honestly wholeheartedly believe if Sergio Perez is not on a podium, it's a massive disappointment in a race weekend. That Red Bull is just clear. I know Verstappen is an amazing driver, but it's a combination of Verstappen and that Red Bull. That Red Bull is the best car on the grid by enough of a distance where if you put in a good race weekend, you should be finishing on the podium.
100%.
And obviously he's been, master of his own downfall in terms of qualifying and stuff. He's having to fight through the order and he's finishing 5th and 6th because of that. That's, whatever, but you should be on the podium in that car. There's no real... If you have a normal race weekend, you're on the podium. Oh my Lord! That was supposed to be
close.
George and Sergio. I thought he was going back for that then, but Sergio does hold on over George Russell. But yeah, that's my opinion. Top 3. It's got to be every race.
Yeah, no, I think I agree.
Yeah, 100%.
Because qualifying is the main weakness for him, and the Red Bull isn't necessarily suited to. Well, as we've seen, it's not the quickest qualifying car, but in the race, after 3 laps, you can't touch it. So all it is, a lot of times he gets driver of the day, and we think, oh, he's had an amazing race, but it's because of the shortcomings in qualifying.
Yeah,
And,
facts.
he's made up all these positions, but what does it really mean?
Mate, that
the
got
context of-
that got so close, by the way, between
Yeah,
George and Checo just
exactly.
then. Wow. I think Checo thought he was just going to give up, and then... Oh,
wow.
goodness me! They might have actually touched there a little bit, I'm not going to lie.
That was nearly the end of both their races.
George is a lot more aggressive in a Mercedes than I thought he was going to be.
Yeah.
I know we didn't really get to see much of it in the Williams car.
Yeah.
I don't know. I wasn't expecting him to be this aggressive. If you think last season, George Russell had a good few comings together with a few drivers over the course of the season.
Yeah,
And he is
Bottas.
very aggressive.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting it from George. I don't know whether it's just his character.
I think that's what
You
it
don't
is.
really
I think it's his
expect
personality. He's very chilled out. He's very sort of posh. And you just sort of expect him to just be quite calm behind the wheel and civil. But yeah, no, he is very aggressive.
You need that in a racing driver, though.
Facts.
Well, to be honest, in any sport, you need that aggressive streak.
Yeah.
For sure.
I've been looking at the when we had the graphic up at the bottom. I've been looking at Ricciardo's lap time compared to Tsunoda. Tsunoda's on 19 lap old tyres. Ricciardo's on 8 lap, or now 10 laps. Sorry, so it's double, roughly. And Tsunoda's still outpacing him. I'm sure. Oh, I tell a lie. He's stuck behind Sargent, which he needs to get past. Really, when he gets in free air, it'd be good to see how quick these times are. Because Tsunoda's 0.2 seconds quicker that last lap. But again, you might just be caught up in that dirty air because Tsunoda's got a bit more of a gap ahead of him.
Yeah, he's in it. I think Ricciardo's in a kind of, not like a train, but he's stuck behind Sargent and Magnussen. And
Yeah.
ultimately, you're kind of just at the mercy of however quick they're going.
Yeah.
Around here, it's going to be difficult to overtake and whatever. So
It depends how much damage he's picked up on that AlphaTauri car as well.
Yeah,
Like,
true.
We
He's
don't really know.
Got hit from behind and then
Just smacked
into
Very true.
bowling ball.
Le bowling. There's an interesting gap forming between Norris and Piastri, though.
Yeah, it's interesting to see now that Norris has actually, or now that Lando's actually got that P2. Yeah, he's 5 seconds mad.
7 seconds behind Verstappen. Is Verstappen coasting a bit?
Oh, of course. Yeah. I think because it's
There's-
Norris behind him, he's like, oh, maybe, let off the throttle a bit,
I think
maybe go
he'll
off.
be saying that about anyone, to be honest. Right, maybe not Perez. But just lifting and coasting throughout all of it.
Well, to be fair, because the gap's gone down quite a bit, because McLaren obviously got like quite a hefty undercut because they pitted a lot earlier. So I think it was like 10, wasn't it, or something before.
Be interesting to see how much fuel these guys have put on.
The honey badger's in.
We're talking about Ocon's seat on impact.
Split in the front
when,
axle.
his car-
Oh, no. Sorry to interrupt. Developed a small split in the front axle of Verstappen's car.
Ooh. But safe. No, safe.
I told you he's due one. He's
Yeah,
due
that's very
an
interesting,
issue.
actually.
How has he
Due
developed
an
that?
issue.
That is very interesting.
Has he hit something a bit too hard?
I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure. Apparently, they have checked it though, and it's not something for him to be worried about. But it was just something they'd picked up at one point.
Probably a curb or something around here.
Yeah, it could be
We've
something
seen
like that.
Verstappen go wide a couple of times at the chicane.
I think Max has probably developed to be so like hypersensitive now because like what else is there to focus on? Do you know what I mean? Like he's kind of just driving.
Yeah.
Like he will notice every tiny little thing because
He's writing his shopping list for later.
Yeah.
I need to get that. Ooh.
milk, eggs, yeah.
It does sometimes feel like that though, because I remember in Canada as well, he had a little wobble where he was like, "Oh, sorry about that, guys!" Like nearly sent it into the wall.
Yeah.
Like, how much is he really paying attention at this point? Is he just like muscle memorying this entire Grand Prix?
Yeah.
All right, you got your wish by the way on Daniel Ricciardo getting some fresh air, getting some clean air.
Yeah, see
he's
what you
he's
can do.
pitted. He's on the mediums. He'll get a nice little undercut. I think he'll probably overtake Sargent and Magnussen.
Good. That's what you need. Hulkenberg down in P14 though. Sad.
I feel like that was more strategy though, because he was actually all right. He was like there. He was just stuck behind Alonso, and then I don't know, pitted him at the wrong time, and now he's behind everyone. Weird stuff. Oh, can we see Tommo on the screen there? My life, he probably is actually on that camera shot, which you can't see.
Probably is.
Yeah. Pause it. No, I'm kidding.
Tomo, if you're listening, stick your hand in the air next time that goes past.
Give us a wave, Tommo. Give us a wave.
Just turn and face the camera. Don't look at the track.
Yeah.
Hello. Oh,
Verstappen being asked about the thoughts that he has on this compound, saying that the grip's not too bad.
it's easier to have a moment or whatever.
Oh yeah, sure, all right, Max.
Whatever.
Hasn't had a moment in about 3 years.
Yeah.
Slight over.
Apart from on his sim racing race the other day, did you see his
Did he crash into someone intentionally?
intentionally just sent it through a corner because he had a little nudge by him a corner before or something. Bit of over dramatization, but it is what it is.
Like, that's so mad that like an actual F1 driver will even just do that as well. That's something we've all done. We're playing a video.
Yeah.
Been taken out. Right, fuck it. I'm getting revenge. I'm
Thing is-
slapping into your
Yeah,
next
on him.
corner.
Yeah,
What happened?
yeah. I mean, it
that is
shows
just
what
funny.
goes through his head when he's racing. You know? He's holding back, lets it out on his note on real danger.
Yeah. Fact.
God. Battle for fourth, Luis Perez. Ooh.
Yeah, it's becoming a little bit of a Can Perez do it, isn't it?
I mean, I'm looking at the gaps, yeah. So, maths was never my strong point here, but we're looking at like, what, 13 seconds, I think, or like 16 seconds between him and Lando in total. That's definitely doable. We're halfway through the race.
Yeah.
But he's not going to have a tyre advantage on the next stint, you would imagine.
True. That is true, yeah.
So,
He's on the mediums now, isn't he?
The car should still have the pace. If that was Ricciardo, no doubt.
if it was Ricciardo, he'd be winning, right?
Yeah. Strong chance Ricciardo and Verstappen would have already collided.
Yeah. Lando would be winning this Grand Prix.
There you go.
I'd be so fascinated by that dynamic again, though. Because it kind of
I'd
broke
love
down,
it.
didn't it? It was sort of like, Daniel didn't want to be like kind of second best, didn't want to be like, not that he was, that they were very matched for pace, really, but it was, you could tell the direction of the team was just heading towards this is Max centric.
It was very well, one way to another way each race weekend, but I think Max did edge him out just a little bit overall, which again might have been because they set the car up more to where he was suited. I don't know. I'm not going to get involved in that conversation, but I would love to see head to head Ricciardo Verstappen again.
Yeah,
I reckon the turning point for when Verstappen became better was around midway through 2018.
Okay.
Max had like a really like patchy start. I don't even remember.
That's a lot, didn't he?
Yeah. It was a
Start to the
weird
season. He's a bit iffy.
I think China. Alonso wants to put pressure on the Ferraris.
Yeah, he's going a little
Just
bit
been
quicker,
told he's
hasn't
had a bit of a pace advantage.
Yeah, China. He had that little spin. I don't even remember when he like went into.
Did he hit Vet? Yeah, he hit Vettel. Yeah.
And then in Monaco, he crashed. In Canada, well, in Canada, he was like, "Why do you have so many accidents?" And he was like, "Oh, like, if you ask me anything like that, I'll just have that someone."
Nice.
But yeah, after that point, he was pretty much unbeatable.
Verstappen's catching up onto the back of Ricciardo.
Oh no. Well, this is it.
Here we go. Here we go.
We wanted the head-to-head. It's a lap down, but it still counts.
I'm right in saying that. Those two colours are those. Yeah, that is right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
I thought you were just adding up all the interval times really quickly.
Nah. Pictures, mate.
That's when we did need the overall campaign from earlier. Shit. So that's why they do it.
Ricardo's dropped. He's pitted twice though, hasn't he?
Yeah. He's pitted an extra time.
Don't let him pass.
Oh, could you imagine?
Could
you imagine he's just like, fuck it. No, I'm actually just not letting you through, mate. I mean, in this AlphaTauri seat for shits and giggles, I don't want to be part of this.
I don't think he's going to rock the boat, but I really want him to.
There's got to be some sort of incentive for Ricciardo though, right? In terms of that kind of Red Bull dynamic. Because literally at the end of last season, he was offered seats at like possibly Alpine, possibly Haas, possibly Williams. And he was like, no, I'm gonna hold out for like a big team. And then he's literally come into the team last in the constructor standings.
Yeah.
But with a door open to
Exactly.
potentially,
Yeah, I think that's what it has to be.
To be honest, I'd probably do the same. If he jumped around those smaller teams for X amount of years, I would hold out. He's got too much class to waste his career doing this, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, to be 18th. Yeah,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, I hear it. I would love to see it, even just for a season, man.
Yeah.
Even just for a season. Because I like Red Bull's juniors at the moment. There's some great talent in there, but I think there's still like a little bit of a question mark in terms of, for me, like when, in like the road to F1, the real generational drivers are the ones that like get into F2 and either win the championship or come extremely close straight away.
Yeah.
Like Leclerc, George, Lando, but he was in the same season as George, etc. If it takes you like
he's letting
2-3
him pass.
seasons or whatever to make it through to F2, then you're probably not that guy. And you're not the guy to challenge Max. Yeah, exactly. You're not the guy to challenge Max, and I'm not sure if Red Bull have any juniors that are quite that level. So just give me Ricciardo for a
Just
second.
an update.
Problem that Red Bull have right now, though.
Did he let him pass? I'm fuming.
Sad.
Is that not the problem that Red Bull have though? Like with the fact that Max Verstappen came through so young and so good.
Yeah.
Is that they're now like, okay, we just find the next Max Verstappen.
Yeah.
And then it's just impossible.
Yeah.
Max Verstappen
You're
is
setting
like
yourself up to
an
fail.
absolute phenomenon, right? Like, and you saw like Albon go in, Gasly go in, and like they were good, but they weren't Verstappen, and they were like, right, ship them out, try and find the next one,
Yeah.
and then they were like, oh, okay, Perez,
You'll do
and now
that.
Perez isn't good enough, and it's like,
Yeah.
no one's going to be of the level of Verstappen. It's like
Perez has came the closest, though.
true. That is
Has
true.
come the closest, but again, still not as close as Ricciardo.
I feel as though that can also demoralize you when you're up against a driver like Verstappen.
Yeah.
Even like Lewis and Alonso as well. They just destroy their teammates to the point of like...
That's exactly what happened with Bottas, in my
Yeah.
opinion.
They're
That
just-
final Bottas season was like, yeah, you are like
done.
It's a wrap.
mentally as well.
Yeah.
It's a lot of pressure, and especially when you're in the best car on the grid.
Yeah.
You're getting constant stick from people and constant, questioning whether you deserve to be in that seat or not. Yeah, it can take its toll on the drivers. So
Yeah, I think Bottas is a great comparison, actually, now I think about it, because Bottas got so much stick for like not putting Hamilton under pressure and not winning as many Grand Prix as Hamilton. But now you look at it, Bottas was just like the perfect second driver. Like,
Oh,
he
it was
just did
brilliant.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He put in qualifying performances when he needed to, was there when he needed to.
Well, his record, his Q3 record was 100%. He never didn't get into Q3.
Yeah.
So Joe's done that 5 times in the last 5 races. Not 6.
There were also genuinely some races where he would flat out like destroy Lewis, like Australia 2019.
Yeah.
thing, and
He did have it in his
Austria
locker.
2020. Yeah, he would just like turn up.
Yeah.
I don't think we've seen that with Perez as such. There's been kind of whenever he's won, Verstappen has had an issue. There's never been like a clean weekend where he's been like, oh, I'm just straight up quicker than you.
Yeah, true. Yeah, not many. It's either like, I don't know, Max has either broken down or there was
Had
like
a
a safety
qualifying.
car that was a bit crazy or, you know, it was, qualifying was better. Only a second and a half off Lewis right now, by the way.
Yeah, Hamilton's just stepped on it a little bit.
Yeah.
Put the burners on just ever so slightly because he gets in DRS range, it's kind of over.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. The pace difference between that Red Bull and Mercedes in a straight line is nuts.
So stupid. There you go, pulled away a little bit and gained it back. Good stuff.
It's a cheat code, this Red Bull, I'm not going to lie. Ricardo's ahead of Sargent. Boys, we're back.
Yeah. Well, he only jumped him in the pits though.
We don't care. Ricardo coin. Ricardo coin is up.
On that
One's
note,
still stuck behind Magnussen, like towing him along.
Yeah.
I was just going to mention Yuki on the back of the Ricardo hype from you there. Yuki's
11th
11th place right now.
That's actually very impressive. I don't even know how he's managed. Because didn't he have a... Was it... I swear it was Yuki that had like the stinkiest pit stop of all time earlier, no?
Yeah.
He had like an 8-second pit stop earlier.
Yeah, he did.
He's actually done well. He'd be
Yuki's
ahead of
been good
Bottas
this
if it wasn't for that.
I feel like Yuki started the season incredibly well, and then we had a few races where the intermediate tyres, we just found out that the AlphaTauri cannot drive on them.
Yeah.
He's kind of lost out a little bit. But now we've got a dry weekend. It's looking like Yuki Tsunoda's back to his like 11th place best.
Yeah.
Which is so annoying. for him.
No
Yeah,
point.
nothing.
Yeah. You got to hold on though. He has had one less stop than most people.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, fair. Okay. Albon there, by the way, has well overtaken Magnussen finally,
Albon.
which is lovely to see. Kevin Magnussen, I feel like, is going under the radar for having maybe the worst season of any driver on the grid.
Ooh.
So
Well, now that the Vries has gone, yeah.
Oh, yeah. True.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's not having a great season so far. He's
Niran has already forgotten that Nick De Vries.
Oh, my God. I'm so sorry, Nick. No.
Nick, if you're watching,
It might be. Anyway,
he's saying he's got a spare time to now. Sorry,
his availability on a Sunday has opened up.
Yeah.
So
That man is a Formula E champion.
Formula 2 champion. It's out here.
Yeah. Shame.
I don't know. Just I feel like for all the shortcomings that the Haas has in terms of like race pace, at least you see Nico Hülkenberg slap it into Q3 every weekend. K-Mag, I'm seeing him 17th and 18th on the grid most of the time.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I feel like he's not getting flack for it, which is fair, just because I think where the Haas is. But sneakily under the radar, I think he's got to pick it up.
No, I agree with you.
Considering
It's a bit of a weird-
Hulkenberg's been out of the sport for like 2.5 years.
It's a weird
before
season for Kevin Magnussen because like he was so good at points last year, and like
Yeah,
the
exactly.
thing that like cost him last year was his own mistakes. Like he just lost a front wing end plate every turn one. That was like his thing. Like if he hadn't done that last year, he'd have looked really impressive.
Yeah.
And now this year it's just completely turned, and like Nico Hülkenberg just looks like the only driver that can get anything out of that Haas car. Although Kevin Magnussen has just had a baby.
yeah, I was going to say congratulations.
Yeah, thanks. You know what?
little
Yeah,
bit.
fuck it. Congratulations, man.
Maybe he's just tired.
Yeah, he's not getting enough sleep.
He's
Father's
going
Day.
Yeah. Okay. No, I'll take it back. I take it back in that case. He's a tired.
No, I
boy.
think it's. I think it's fair.
No, he's tired. No, he's tired. I know. Well, I don't know what it's like.
You know,
but
you got a child.
a strange child. No one. No,
It's good that you lost sleep over your estranged.
it's just not really a strange.
Oh dear, yeah.
Did you like call it?
yeah. He's just like, he's on voicemail, crying down the phone. I'm like, fuck, mate. Let me get some rest.
Oh dear. Anyway, back to the Formula One. I want to know where this safety car is.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, you
got
did
lost in
call
the
it.
post.
I called it. I still got time. I mean, 29 laps, sure, but I reckon we're due a reliability issue from someone.
I was about to say,
But they'll just pull over somewhere safe and be boring.
yeah, I know. These cars just don't break anymore as well, which is good, like, to obviously, but it's also, you just kind of lose that element of like unpredictability, I think, from a race. Now they're just bulletproof.
You know what I would do if I was in this race, or if what Devon Butler would do? I'd have more and more tear-offs added to his visor. Played Mario Kart?
Oh,
Chuck them out, bananas everywhere, get stuck in the brake fence.
Send a blue shelter
Smack
back.
that. Ooh.
Like every
Let them all build up and just like wham, scattergun them all out onto the
If you
track.
chuck so many, it's going to stop the Red Bull DRS flap opening.
Yeah, facts. Yeah. Just wait until, that's what Daniel Ricciardo should have done.
Yeah.
As he was about to get lapped, just chuck out 4.
That's what Hamilton
One of them
needs to do
will hit
right now.
DRS.
Yeah, Perez is now within that like DRS striking range, isn't it? It's taken him a little bit longer than I thought, though.
Yeah.
10 laps or so to really close that gap on Hamilton fully.
Yeah, well, so did the overlay. Words. The overlay said 4 laps, and then that was completely wrong. And again, Hamilton just put the burners on.
Leclerc sounds really frustrated.
I think he's asking to have position swap there because of something else that happened earlier on in the race and the fact that he was obviously ahead. Well, it was the pit stop, wasn't it, that let him down. And Ferrari said, we'll monitor at the end of the race. And he was like, what do you mean, the end of the race? It's so, him and Sainz are so frustrated on team radio at the moment.
Yeah.
That little
You
thing
guys
they
have
had.
got earpieces.
Yeah, sorry.
Oh, God, we ain't got a clue what's going on.
Sorry, that's why I keep repeating it.
I appreciate it. Thank you. Keep going.
But yeah, no, obviously Silverstone, they were getting aggy with each other in qualifying. And
Yeah, exactly.
I feel like frustrations are very high as Perez is
Hamilton's on
very close to
defense.
Lewis.
He has so much.
Is he going to get the
grip.
switch back? Probably.
Oh, mate, look at the traction out of there. Oh,
He's going to
close
stick it around the inside still. He doesn't have the room to go
Duck
back.
in, I think.
Oh, he doesn't have the room.
Very good defensive
Good
driving there from
Hamilton,
Lewis.
Like a lion.
Like a lion.
Tell you what, Lewis has been slowly catching Piastri. He's 2.5? I think it was at 8 seconds at some point.
Oh, yeah.
He's just reeled
That's
it
actually,
in.
that's actually a good point. Yeah,
After
that
the
was-
next pit stop, I reckon, yeah. If McLaren go for another one, which they probably would. Probably will.
Yeah, Oscar might
think
want to step on this, actually. I didn't even clock that.
But again, it's like Piastri just kind of holding out for the fact that now Hamilton and Perez are going to be battling.
Yeah.
Losing a bit of time with each other.
Yeah.
Yeah. And again, I don't know what tyres
There it is.
the McLaren and Lewis are going to go on to for the final stint. Whether they'll jump onto mediums, whether they'll go for another set of the hards. The tyre advantage might not be there for Sergio, but if you're Oscar, you probably want to step on it at this point.
He'll probably swap onto the mediums. He's probably got life left on those tyres.
Yeah, and speaking of which,
coming in?
Sergio, yeah.
Sergio is on the
That's
mediums.
so what Oscar Piastri's in as
Is that
well, by the way.
McLaren and his Piastri?
Yeah. Sergio, man. Give us at least a battle on track, man. You don't need to come in. God. And it is mediums to the
Ooh,
end.
bit slow.
Tiny bit slow, yeah.
Oh,
out.
no, I think so.
Out ahead of
That's a
Perez.
shift for the end.
1.9.
Oh, hello.
For
Bro.
Perez. That's the fastest of the year, I swear. The record
What
was
do
like
they feed these Red Bull mechanics, man?
Oh,
Red Bull.
Red. It's straight up.
shit. Every team around the paddock now is like, right, energy drinks, right, sponsors.
Well, yeah, Mercedes have their monsters.
Oh, they're not working.
Yeah, no.
There you go. That's it. That's the test. That's the litmus test. Red Bull, better than Monster. Other energy drinks are available.
That's cost Piastri though pretty heavily. That like second that he basically lost in the pits. That means Perez is now right under.
Right with him. That's crazy. They are both on mediums though, so we'll truly see here the pace between the McLaren and Perez.
What Hamilton needs to do is pit now because, like for like, Hamilton's got the pace over Piastri. Get him in for the mediums. I can't see what the lap times are at the minute, but keep it like for like, I reckon.
Problem is, it's going to be too late now because Perez has got the undercut on him on medium.
I don't think Perez is his race. That doesn't
well, no, of course. Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
I guess you're then just hoping Sergio can get past Piastri.
Hamilton's done 27 laps, so it's roughly around about time to come in anyway.
Yeah. Leclerc indeed. I can't believe we just 1.9. Imagine getting an MOT in 1.9 seconds. Just driving it to the whole car in a bit. It's like, what? You didn't do anything.
Leclerc in. Mistakes galore this time.
Hards again.
No, that was quick. 2.2, good stuff.
We've gone from the worst pit stops of all time at the start of the race to some absolute beauties.
Is it any good? No, it's not good. No, it's not good.
No.
Aston Martin's still up.
There's no energy drinks at Aston Martin.
Oh, actually,
3.3.
it's not as bad as it.
It actually could have been
thought.
worse. Yeah. We're just used to the crazy ones we've just seen from Red Bull now. Alonso is out ahead of Stroll as well. He jumped him. Was he ahead?
I think he was let through at some point.
Yeah, he was let through at one point, wasn't he? Yeah.
Stroll's in such a weird position now, right? Like, he's going to get a point in an Aston Martin, and like last season, that would have been amazing.
Oh, yes, yeah.
But like, with Stroll right now, he's about to drop behind Lando Norris and possibly Piastri in the standings. Oof. Like, in the next couple of races, like we could go into the summer break and it could have been.
What was that pose? That was crazy. Did you see that guy waiting to receive like a cobra there, ready to pounce?
Was he even doing anything?
I don't think he did anything, bro. I think he just held the tire.
He's the one that holds the halo, but that's...
I need a picture of that. I need a screenshot it now.
Someone's going to be tweeting it. There you go.
Yeah.
Making a meme. Yeah, good stuff. Oh, man. That was quality. Waiting for a race weekend, like...
There you go.
There's your caption.
10k likes, cool.
Quote
Good,
me.
easy.
There you go. God, man.
I can't remember. I was going to ask you about Stroll. Because he's about to drop.
Oh, yes.
He's about to drop behind Lando Norris in the standings.
Which is crazy considering McLaren have only been competitive for 2 Grand Prix.
Like, where are we at with Stroll? Because at the beginning of the season, like Fernando Alonso, podium. It was like, okay. Yeah. Like, he's just not of the level of Fernando, fair enough.
Yeah.
And then it was like, Stroll's not of the level of Fernando and not really putting it together.
Yeah.
That was Alonso's fault, sorry.
He's not even going to be in the top 8 drivers in the Drivers' Championship anymore.
Yeah.
And it's looking like that's just going to keep falling backwards as the season progresses.
Well, I mean,
Fernando's still like within touching distance of those guys towards the top.
Yeah, and I mean, I guess it's a difficult one really because you look at the Grand Prix right now and it's like, well, there's one place to really be. You can't really be too critical, but yeah, in terms of the championship as a whole. By the way, as we just got a note for Leclerc speeding in a pit lane, which is usually a slam dunk.
Yeah,
you don't get investigated for that unless you've actually done it. So that's going to be bad news for him. I think with Stroll, it's just consistently average, isn't it? And it depends on what Aston Martin want, like what their ambitions are. If you're calm, finishing like 4th in the 4th, 5th in the constructors this season, and you don't mind just having a clear 1-2 dynamic, then bless. Like Stroll is calm, but if you really want to push on, I can't really see how he's the man for the job.
Yeah. I mean, it depends if Lawrence, his dad wants to, how far he wants the team to go over,
well,
picking out his own son.
You had Alex on the podcast on Tuesday. I watched the clips and watched it, and it was, to be honest, it's kind of right. If you really want to get like big constructors points, you might have to say "see you later" to your own son.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is a difficult thing, but
awkward Christmas dinner.
Awkward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How'd you explain that one?
Yeah.
Sorry, lads. I just.
I love Aston Martin more than I love you.
Shit.
This Aston Martin car was really expensive.
Yeah. I'll put you in next year. Don't worry about it. We'll get you back.
The thing is, I really like Stroll. I mean, he's.
Oh, hello. By the way, this is Sergio making a move on Oscar Piastri.
Hold on, Piastri.
Tiny bit of contact, I think, around the outside, but what a move from Sergio.
Hasn't got anything.
DRS
is
coming
so
out.
good.
Oh, he's still in. He's still
Go on, Oscar.
keeping it in.
Oh my goodness.
Go
No.
for the switchback. You're going to get
You
pushed
can
wide.
get that,
You're going to get pushed wide. There you go.
Oh,
Ah, okay. See that's youth. That's youthful
That's
exuberance.
youth,
I'm
yeah.
like, fuck it, I'm still here. But it's like,
You should have
no.
went for the switchback and whatever. Anyway, yeah, I really like Stroll. He's definitely got a lot of skill, and he give him time, sure, he might be able to get quicker. A lot of talk saying that end of the year he'll get up to Alonso's pace, which is what his dad said.
Yeah.
I don't see that happening.
I can't see that, man. It's Alonso, for God's sake.
Yeah, it's a tough one. Obviously, it depends on what you want to get out of the ownership of the team, but if you really feel like you've got a car that can compete for the constructors, then you need two solid drivers.
Yeah. The issue that Stroll has is, like, as you say, he is still young, but he's been in Formula One for a long time now. Like, it's not like he's still young and he's Oscar Piastri and is in his rookie year, or even Yuki Tsunoda and has been in 3 years. He's been in Formula One for a really long time.
Was it 2016 was his first season? Or
And he's been at Williams, he's been at Racing Point.
And he's been solid.
yeah.
He's been solid, but needs to be better.
I think-
How has he got a black and white flag for that when he was pushed wide?
I know. I
That's what I was
literally just saw that. That's
Leclerc got a
crazy.
penalty. There you go.
Yeah, 5 seconds. It used to be a drive-through, didn't it, for speed in the pit lane back?
yeah.
Depends on
They used to
how
give a
quick
drive
you
for
are, innit?
pretty much anything.
Yeah. They try not to do that anymore.
Yeah. It was just too much of a penalty.
Did Perez push you off? Oh, I guess they're just trying to get the audio clip for the stewards, but Piastri, you just need to say yes, mate. I didn't leave him much
just about
space.
to
Just
say
say
that.
He's being
yes.
too politically correct.
Yeah.
He's like,
McLaren
oh,
are
he
back
could
like,
have left.
no, Oscar, no.
Yeah.
Did you get pushed off?
Say yes, man. I mean,
Say
yeah.
yes.
That'll come with experience. If that was Norris, he would have gone for the switchback. But yeah, Piastri needs to have a bit more of a bit more racecraft and just needs a bit more of a ruthless streak to say yes. What the hell was he doing?
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. Straight on the radio. He's very laid back, isn't he, Oscar? And it's like,
Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, that move was always going to happen. You got 21 laps. You're not going to fend off Perez forever. But
No.
yeah, it's disappointing as well because he's going to be so close to a podium again.
Yeah.
He should have had a podium in Silverstone, got
Silverstone.
absolutely shafted out
Well-
of it, and now
It's not over yet. It's not over yet. There's no more stops for the top 5. Hamilton might.
yeah, Hamilton needs to pit again. So
But-
he's like net fourth is Piastri right now.
Yeah. If there's a safety car, that will change a lot. Russell,
feel like
still
Lewis
P8,
maybe-
worth noting.
Yeah.
How many stops has he had? He's had 3. Oh, he's just stopped.
Just
So that's him done till the
Yeah,
end.
I think I want to say everyone's done bar Lewis now for pit stops.
Let's have a little look.
And Verstappen.
He's just
Oh, bar Lewis and Verstappen.
Oh yeah, Verstappen as well. Yeah.
I mean, Ocon and Gasly have only done 1 stop.
Unfortunately, they are still stopped.
They're still stopped, yeah.
That's the one problem there. Oh no, this is where Piastri got his warning. Right, he just went wide the lap before,
Oh, I see.
but they just brought it up at the wrong time.
Yeah.
I was like, that's not his fault, lads.
Norris is already on the back of him. So this is losing like a second a lap.
Oh, he's on
Being on his
32 lap
tyres.
old hards, and
Maybe
Norris is on
Hamilton is.
4 lap old mediums. So,
No further action on Piastri and Perez, by the
I
way.
mean, yeah, fair. Piastri could have got out of it. It's not like a Verstappen situation where there's no chance the car is going to be able to take avoiding action. It sounds like I'm sending a lot of shade to Verstappen, but it just seems to be most of the incidents where people force people off. It's Verstappen forcing people off.
Yeah, I think the thing with that one as well, it was Piastri put himself there.
Yeah, exactly.
If it
He
had
should have
been,
backed out of it.
if that was Perez overtaken, like that was Piastri trying to get back around the outside,
Yeah.
you put yourself there, then, you know.
Okay, so what? He's going to come out P5, I think.
He's going to go for medium, surely, with
got to.
this
That's a
little
weird
time.
20
angle
laps,
in the pit
mediums.
box.
What did you say, sorry?
It's a weird angle of the pit box, the way he had to come in. Like,
Yeah. It's still pointing towards the carriage, isn't it?
Yes, he's come out
Reverse back
P5.
out again.
Yeah, legit. Just like,
Yeah, he's still ahead of Leclerc. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mercedes just haven't been able to do anything really. Like Hamilton, even though he's been in and amongst the pack, he's been basically just behind the
I think losing out
the
to
entire time
yeah,
since the beginning, right?
exactly.
Yeah.
Losing out at the start was just the worst thing that could have happened.
Yeah, because the pace wasn't there, so it was like you have to like
Yeah, you have to
fight
be
to
ahead
keep
on
them
track.
behind. Yeah,
exactly.
and you're not now. So.
Yeah,
I reckon Hamilton's going to get up to the back of Perez.
Do you reckon?
Yeah.
On the same tyres though, they are all on mediums. That's the only thing.
They are all on mediums. Perez's tyres are 7 laps old now.
Yeah, true. He's going to have very fresh tyres coming in.
Towards the end, definitely. And I reckon he's going to be able to catch up to the back of Piastri because he had like-for-like tyres earlier and he was managing to gain. Let him warm up a bit. We'll check again in about a lap's time, but that deltas sticking around the same, and they're currently cold for Hamilton.
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see.
I think
Piastri v Hamilton round 2. Let's go.
I think in Q2, Norris saved a set of new mediums. So I think that might play to his advantage with
Lando. Yeah.
with Perez.
I hope
in his
so,
defense.
man. I need that Lando P2.
We'll see.
Verstappen's got a pit as well this lap. But he's
like
what,
34
30?
seconds.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
He's definitely just taking it easy as well for the whole second half of the race.
Yeah, no need to push.
Yeah, man. Daniel Ricciardo's P13. Has he got a pit again? I can't really follow who's pitted and who hasn't.
So he's pitted twice. He's got 20 lap old mediums. Probably could do with pitting again if he. Oh, that was close to not making it into that pit box. Pit entry.
Yeah, I feel like Ricciardo might have to pit again just because he's been on those
Probably.
tyres for 23 laps. Yeah, so
But
Yeah.
he will probably put on the softs.
yeah, and then just
True.
be rapid till the end.
Well, I don't know about rapid. You're still in a Tauri, but
Yeah.
Good enough for the front row, maybe.
Max in decent enough stop, 2.6. That's to be fair, that's slow for Red Bull, mate. That's
Yeah.
outrageous behaviour.
Oh. Bit of
blue
a
flag going to get
slide.
waved in a second. What's that gap going to come down to? That's probably going to. Hang on, where's it? Ooh, sorry.
That was strong.
That was
crack.
strong.
Oh well,
Okay, it's still quite a big gap between them.
yeah, it's well.
Norris is only just going around turn 1. 12 seconds. How
Mazza.
boring. Anyway, back down the rest of the grid.
Max, please give other people a chance. It's not fair. This would break a record, wouldn't it, for Red Bull
Yeah.
like consecutive wins? Because the only races this season that haven't been won by Max have been won by Sergio.
Verstappen going for his 44th victory.
Would it be 12 in a row, I think, for Red Bull as well?
Yes.
Yeah. Or was it? Or was that the qualifying?
That's for wins.
That was wins?
12 wins in a row,
Okay.
yeah. And had it not, I think, had they not, like, basically given Mercedes a win in Brazil, I think they would be, like, since when? Like, Belgium?
I
Pretty
can't,
sure.
on my life, I
from
genuinely
Belgium.
can't even remember the last time.
Basically a year's
Austria?
worth of winning.
Was it Leclerc? Leclerc won in Austria.
Yeah, that was the
year.
last non-Red Bull win.
I think so.
Yeah.
Is that genuinely? This might have to become a tennis show soon. I'm not even going to.
Again, though, this
goodness.
championship without Verstappen would be really competitive.
Yeah,
Like
so good.
Sergio Perez is right up there, but
Yeah.
Hamilton's been good. Leclerc's had stints this season where he's looked like he's going to come alive, and then Ferrari's just
Aston
not quite
Martin have been there and sort of, it's.
Yeah. Now not, though.
Yeah, now not. Yeah,
not.
they've sacked that off.
Feels like they were just took their laurels and just sort of sat down while all the other teams are running about trying to get all their upgrades.
Yeah, I feel like they brought such a massive pace, advantage at the start of the season that they've just used all that
Yeah.
resource almost already, whereas other teams are finding that pace gradually through the season. It's going to take a lot more research now for Aston Martin to find extra pace on top.
Yeah.
Hulkenberg team radio.
We're nowhere near the points anyway. Let's
Nice
just
and
be nice and aggressive with this. I like that. Slap the softs on, mate.
Yeah,
Let's,
the fastest lap from someone. Oh,
yeah,
Russell.
they'd last one lap on a Haas. If we're going to be totally honest here.
Yeah. When Ricardo pits, he's going to come out. God, what? He's probably going to come out dead last, no?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Because he was around there anyway, wasn't he? Before,
Yeah. Oh man.
That would not be fun. That's not the return that we need.
No.
17th, fine, we'll allow that. But 18th can't run.
Yeah. We'll see. When he puts on the softs, he might be able to put on a bit of a show.
Oh, Verstappen's got fastest lap, by the way, now as well.
Yeah.
GG.
That'll get taken. Some people are going to put on the softs later on.
he'll take it.
100%. Yeah.
There's no one with big enough gaps in the top 10 to do that right now. But yeah, someone at the back will just go bun it
Yeah.
and just put some softs on.
Yeah.
Don't know who that'd be though.
Yeah.
Ricciardo. There you are.
imagine that glory lap takes away Max Verstappen's point. That's,
Yeah.
that's not what you want to do if you're trying to get in Red Bull's good books, is it?
Very true. We would not be good at this, by the way, being Ricardo. Terrible ideas.
He's going to ask for it, though. He will 100% ask for it.
I mean, it would be interesting.
Yeah.
You are right, by the way, about Lewis bringing down the gap to Oscar Piastri. Our good old friends AWS and strike and distance is just 3 laps.
Yeah, that's wrong.
That seems
That's too soon.
That's too.
It's going to be like 6 or 7.
Yeah, it's about 6 or 7. But obviously, it's it's hard to overtake around here, so we'll see whether he's got enough of a pace advantage. But that could be a good battle for P4.
Ooh, brakes late.
Bottas didn't look as if he was getting that stop for a second.
No, he did not.
PTSD. A couple years ago, certain man went bowling.
Albon right on the fringe of points again. Is that actually? Did you have this debate? I can't remember who was. It was a Formula One podcast of
Right,
some kind,
okay.
and they were chatting about like points down to like 15th or points down to 20th.
Yeah.
And like how it would just make like the likes of Albon and Tsunoda earlier on in the season, like the races where they're actually close.
It's representative,
mean
isn't
something.
it? Yeah.
Like it just feels like 11th place at this point in time is like great. You finished 11th, nothing to show for it.
You should get like half a point for finishing 11th, I reckon. Half a point.
We could change the points like up the end. Like you could get like 50 points for a win or something like that.
Oh my
like,
lord.
We don't have to like if you come 16th, you get an 1/8 of a point. Like, hang on.
No, that is what I want. Finishing 19th, you get 0.03 a point. Calm.
The thing is, it's stuff like that where they change the points, because I have done numerous times over the years, which is what makes F1 statistics and records and stuff so imperfect, you know?
Yeah.
Because they always talk about, like, yes, it's going to be record breaking if Verstappen wins this, 12 wins and stuff, but you've also got to realise
10 points back in the day. If you
10
were
points, and there also used to be like 12 or 13 races in a season. So if you had a dominant car, you wasn't going to get that many consecutive race wins, sort of thing. So now, like, I know there's everyone comparing all your stats compared to the Schumachers, the Prost, the Sennas, etc. It's so difficult to compare like for like with
It's
all these
impossible. You
imperfect
can't
stuff.
do it.
No.
Yeah, I think Formula One is genuinely one sport where you actually can't compare like
Nah.
eras, like definitive, like
No, exactly.
You can't compare someone now to like the 80s.
Yeah.
Because it's just changed so much. In the 80s, your car could break down 1 every 3 races.
Exactly. Yeah.
So how are you going to get
that
streaks
winning?
together
Yeah.
of winning like when your car just breaks down?
Exactly.
There's too many
times in a
variables
year.
to account for.
Yeah.
And then as a fan, it's very subjective because what you see is because I've never watched like, Fangio, for example.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I wouldn't be able to tell what it was like at the time and, how difficult it was. And, the thing is, these guys would probably not do as well in their era. And
Yeah.
the guys of that era wouldn't do
Yeah,
well
yeah.
in this era because it's just
Yeah.
it's completely different.
I feel like drivers of years gone by were, I don't know, maybe all like the Verstappens in terms of aggressiveness,
Yeah.
There are a lot of more placid drivers now than there was back then.
Yeah.
In my my
yeah, no, 100%.
opinion.
Because I think there was a story about someone in like 50s, 60s just letting their mate like win a title.
Yeah,
There was,
a
like,
lot
kind
more
of a-
corruption. Well, then again, a lot more corruption in the public eye. You never know what's behind closed doors.
True.
I'm not inciting any conspiracies.
You can do that. So
Did you say you're at the McLaren garage 3 weeks ago? They've been really good recently, haven't they?
Yeah, I just gave him a few tips here and there, Yeah. Norris came with his massive notebook. Yeah. Oh, really? Really? Oh, thanks, Adam. Yeah, great.
I'll tell you what, this might be
Lewis
it.
is
Lewis
on it,
going
yeah.
to the inside
See.
on Oscar Piastri. AWS might have been onto something.
Yeah, 4 laps, not 3, but there you go. Yeah, not bad. It's good. Good.
Yeah, crazy.
He's going to be on the back of Perez by the end of the race.
I think Lando's probably safe,
Secure.
second
He's secure.
from anyone really, unless something obviously bad happens. But
I want a safety car.
yeah, that would really spice things up right now. I'm not going to lie, it really would.
Yeah.
Kevin Magnussen, sort us out. It's usually him. He'll do something and then the safety car comes out and it's crazy after that. Yeah,
Oh, the marbles are quite large. You see that one flying towards the camera?
Yeah, nuts, isn't it?
Verstappen earlier was saying, "Oh, hello.
Go on, lads.
Sun's out, guns out." There you go. Hey, there you go.
Good man.
Oh, hang on. It's 11 seconds. I thought it was less than that. Hamilton Perez.
Oh, wow. I feel like Piastri's, no offense, Piastri's great driver, he's done well, but I feel like he's just dropped off massively from where Lando was since he got overtaken.
Yeah, he's not as good as Norris and those above him at keeping his tyres in an operating window and making sure they don't degrade as much.
Yeah.
Because how old is his tyres? 14 laps old. Norris has 13 laps old.
Yeah. The pace difference shouldn't be that much, really.
Nah.
But yeah. Fair enough, though. I mean, at the end of the day, like 4th and 5th back-to-back races, that's nuts from him, you know. So
Ricciardo's on 27 lap old hards at the minute. He needs to pit pretty soon.
yeah, go on.
Oh, medium, sorry. He's on mediums. Oh, even worse.
Yeah, even
Come
worse.
on.
Yeah, mate. Please just come in, bro.
Get your softs on. You've got 12 laps to come and claw something back because if you stick with those, I don't know what percent wear these are on, but not looking good, Brev.
You know, obviously we have like the driver of the day vote with F1 come the end of the race. I think we should do an anti-driver of the day as well, where like whoever has like, the most disappointing race.
L of the day.
Yeah.
L of the day. Yeah, we could call it L of the day.
That's going to get you in favour of some of these F1 teams, isn't it?
Yeah, game's the game though, man. Just be better.
You're still blocked by Haas.
Yeah. Next question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it Kevin Magnussen? By any chance?
He's the admin. He's just checked in today. He's like, still fucking mugging me off.
Oh, dear. No, I was chatting with K-Mag and Hulkenberg the other day at Silverstone, actually. They're such nice guys, though.
Yeah.
Their personalities come across really well. They're really lovely, etc. But obviously, at the minute, Magnussen's up one position from his qualifying position, but that might only be because he's still in the race. Bless.
It's just they just need to get a hold of their tyres at the end of the day. There's genuine, actual like flirting with points pace there, but if you can't put it together in a race and you're going to fall through the order the entire time, you're never going to get anything.
Yeah, I think I might have been wrong about Hamilton and Perez. Hamilton slipping back ever so slightly.
Yeah.
I thought the tyre difference in age was going to do justice, but maybe Hamilton's been told, look, just hang on to P4. There's no point pushing.
Yeah.
If there's a safety car, then push. Save your tyres for that. But for now, maybe he doesn't have as much advantage to be able to pass him easily and more of a risk factor.
I think Perez has also stepped on it a little bit.
Yeah, I was about to say
On
there's
the
a
burners,
combination here. Yeah, Sergio's stepped on it, but Lando is getting held up by, I think it's Ricciardo. No, it's not. It's Sonoda Sargent and Hulkenberg.
And also the performance of his car.
And that as well. And yeah, I think maybe when Sergio gets through that traffic as well, he'll drop back a little bit. But 10 laps is probably, maybe it is enough actually for Sergio to get P2 here.
Well, the thing on screen just said 2.5 seconds over 5 laps. What's this?
Lando's not too pleased.
Blue flag's not.
Fuck, they have to get out of the way. Oh shit. Who knows? But no, he's not really. He was behind that AlphaTauri for like almost a lap, to be fair.
I mean, I think that is fair. You know, Lando's looking for a podium position in a McLaren. Doesn't come around too often over the last few seasons.
He does not need a Williams chicane in front of him. Like, you know.
It's just the nature of it, though. When you get up the grid, you got to get past all these blue flags, you know?
Yeah,
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
It's Dan. It is indeed. Danny Rick.
Come in the pits, mate.
I mean, he is 13th. If he can hold on to those tyres somehow, then it's a pretty decent result, really. But
Yeah, but I want to see him push to see what lap time he could do on the softs.
yeah, I just want to see him overtake some people as well.
Yeah.
Really. You know, just from like 3 postcodes away.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nostalgia.
Lots of late breakers.
Yeah.
Is that enough to put Joe as anti-driver of the day? Just the fact that he ruined Daniel Ricciardo's afternoon. Like,
Probably is
started
really.
in 5th,
Yeah.
now
Stalled.
17th.
Yeah.
Like, ruined Daniel Ricciardo's afternoon on his comeback.
Yeah.
It probably has to be Joe, doesn't it? 'Cause he started 5th, stalled it, then hit Ricciardo, ruined him, literally took out both Alpines combined. So
Was it even a stall, though, or did you just not
I
release?
stand corrected. I thought he literally just didn't move.
Yeah.
He was just like, nah, mate,
That's the thing. I didn't see
chilling
his
here.
fingers move. I could have been wrong because I've only saw it on a split second, but I didn't see him release the clutch.
yeah.
yeah.
He's used to the lights being much further away.
For real, yeah. He's like looking back.
He was looking beyond the lights.
Yeah.
Where are the 5 lights?
Everyone starts going, oh, fuck.
You have to look after the race, see what happened there. But, it didn't do very well. Well, to be honest, Danny Rick is holding on to P13 pretty convincingly. Hulkenberg's falling back a little bit, but I just worry that he's 30 laps old. Oh, you see what the radio? Everything okay? Yeah, all good, mate. Just keep going.
just doing my thing in it, really. Yeah. That's how easy it is. Red Bull have to come on the team radio and just go, is everything okay, bro? We haven't heard from you in a while. Just,
God.
Outrageous. Out bloody rageous.
Lewis does have pace. Or maybe it's because of Perez is he's not making his way through traffic. But he's gained like 3 seconds.
Yeah.
Like 12 seconds before.
Yeah,
This
that's
traffic
what I'm saying. I
ain't
saw some pace
moving.
there earlier. Maybe he was recharging his battery for those like 4 or 5 laps. Now he's using it more. I don't know. There hasn't been any coverage.
Yeah.
But
This traffic does seem oddly difficult to get through, though. Usually, you see drivers just literally anywhere on the track, they'll just dive out of the way.
Yeah.
But it seems like
Oh,
they're...
there we go. Lando's got past the Williams now. But it's taking like a lap to get past each person. It's strange.
Yeah. But it's also like, where do you let them through where it doesn't disadvantage you too much? Because there's marbles everywhere.
Yeah, that
You have to go
probably is
offline.
part of it. Yeah, you're wanting to wait till a straight almost, just like,
Yeah,
you don't want to get offline.
exactly.
Go on, Lando. So actually, no, I need to be impartial.
I was gonna say, is that the personal connection getting involved?
Oh,
there?
yeah.
Oh, what? Never that.
Oh, come on. Something happened. Safety car now would be great. Come on.
Oh, could you imagine a little like 5-lap
Scenes.
dash
Yes.
to the end? Someone take one for the team. I'm looking at you, Logan Sargent, or Guan Yu Zhou. Anyone really? That would be Guan Yu Zhou's redemption arc actually, if he just like broke down. Oh no, guys! I'm in like the middle of the track. Oh, safety car. What? I never knew that.
We just cause that day, like you said. You're just like, oh, fuck this, I'm done.
Hamilton is gaining.
Yeah, that is the only...
What is the
Perez
gap?
Hamilton is
8.2,
like
wow.
the only real...
Jeez.
He's flying.
Maybe. Like Norris, Perez, Hamilton. Sort of
Yeah, it
looking
is.
backwards from that. Piastri fairly comfortable in front of Leclerc, you'd imagine. Sainz fairly comfortable as well behind.
Has Russell always been that close to science?
Yeah.
He's on mediums, or
hasn't-
is he just chilling there?
I think he's been chilling for a while.
That's decent enough comeback, I guess. That's probably the most that George Russell could have probably hoped for, really, with this race, I think.
Yeah.
Because Mercedes is not like the quickest car on the grid. It's quick, but he's got ahead of both the Astons. Got into the points. Not bad, not bad.
7.7 for Hamilton.
Yeah, it's
About
coming
second that
down.
last lap.
It is coming down a lot. It's just that, he's going to have to reach this traffic as well eventually.
Had they pitted him earlier, do you think he would have this much of a pace advantage?
I reckon he would have been a bit closer to Perez, but towards the end of the race, it was just going to drop off. So net gain wouldn't have been great. It might have been good for to see on lap 63 him being like 5 seconds behind instead.
Yeah.
But
he wouldn't
towards
have
the
pace
end,
advantage.
nah.
Yeah. Also, George, by the way, they're asking to come in because the tyre drop-off is so large. You're right behind Sainz, mate. You've not even lost that much time.
16 lap old mediums though, he can keep going.
Yeah, and,
Surely.
I mean, where would he end up? He'd be like fucking...
He'd be behind Stroll.
Well, yeah, he'd still be in the points. We just wouldn't be able to gain that time back, I think.
Yeah.
Driver of the day current split 22% Perez. That's great for my fantasy team.
Get points for that, then.
Yeah.
Someone's driver of the day.
This
Mad.
season you do. Last season you didn't.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
I don't know, mate. The driver of the day today, yes, I do hear that. But you put yourself there.
That's what I mean. Like,
Yeah, you
the
put yourself-
expectation on Sergio Perez is strange.
Yeah, I don't know. Lando's got his second strike for track limits, by the way.
Ooh.
Okay, I call
Didn't
it.
even bother blurring that.
He gets slapped off YouTube. No, I'm kidding.
6.2 Hamilton. He gaining by about a second and a bit a lap, no?
Yeah, he's rapid.
Ooh. Oh, that's Russell. Doesn't matter.
That is George approaching science.
He just got told to calm down on the tyres, no? And now he's doing that.
You got told to
Yeah.
put the burners on, yeah.
Oh, did he?
No, oh, I'm just saying, like,
Oh yeah.
he must
In his
have.
head.
Yeah.
Yeah. You remembered he's Lewis Hamilton. He's like, oh shit.
Ferrari had been like so anonymous in it. Then again,
Been
Leclerc's
nowhere.
only 4 seconds off Piastri. Man, Piastri's tyres have really dropped off. Jeez.
Is it his tyres or is it him?
He's
Well, he might be able to being able to control the car when you got grip is one thing, but when it's starting to fall off is another skill entirely.
Yeah,
you got to know where that limit still is. I'm not saying he's a bad driver; he's a great driver, absolutely, but maybe he doesn't have the experience of dealing with these tyres or these types of tyres.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
especially on this kind of track as well. Lots of high speed, then medium speed corners.
Yeah.
It's tricky to get that balance between all of those things at the same time.
Yeah, absolutely. Interesting battle for P7 though.
I think George could get him here, honestly.
Yeah, George
Could do.
Yeah.
just turned up a little bit
line through
there.
there, but
Yeah, a little bit.
Do you reckon that was a
It
little,
worked.
little decoy on the radio, maybe? Like,
yeah.
All my
Oh,
tyres
yeah,
are a
guys.
bit dead. Tyres are a bit dead.
Oh,
wow,
good
I mean,
exit.
look-
Good exit.
wow, the exit out of there,
Ooh,
easy.
But the front left has got a lot of marble on it.
Yeah. Science going defensive, but
Easy,
pretty
yeah.
simple move for George
Easy.
Russell in the end. Good stuff. 6 seconds off Leclerc, though, so I think that's probably about as high as he's getting. But
Yeah. Unless.
unless Bonnet, go on, lad.
Norris has pulled away from Perez. Hamilton's gaining on Perez.
Mate, 4.8 seconds that's come down to.
Yeah.
Now. Yeah, baby.
Yeah, baby.
He's got the traffic though right now, so I think that will stop him, and he'll run out of laps. Unfortunately,
He will, probably, but I did just say he'll be on the back of him. I didn't say he'd overtake him.
Yeah.
true.
I'm surprised George didn't say like crikey or something.
Yeah,
Call blimey.
that's a very
blimey.
George Russell
Good heavens.
thing though. Yeah,
He's so funny on team radio.
yeah.
Like the maddest thing could have just happened. He's like, goodness me. What are we talking about?
I was
God, here we
convinced
go.
there was going to be a safety car.
I know, yeah.
It
Hungary.
did feel like the turn one incident might lead to one, but then both of the
Yeah.
Alpines just managed to like limp home.
Selfish of them, really, to be honest. Not that it would have helped at the start of the race anyway, to be fair. But
Hamilton got let through pretty easily there.
yeah, to be fair, he's getting through this a lot better than Sergio and Lando did, I think.
Yeah.
Like he's already overtaken 2 of them, and it's still 4 seconds.
Yeah, Williams being a recipient of the Mercedes power unit.
Yeah,
Getting through
yeah,
pretty
yeah.
easily. Look at that.
Oh, whoa.
whoa.
Wow, that's...
And I believe that was Albon as well, no?
yeah, and that Hulkenberg's in the way now as well.
Hulkenberg. Is he going to let him through as easy? Lovely helicopter shot.
Oh, that's sensation. He's got out of the way
yes.
pretty easily as well, actually. This is
I
on.
don't think he held him up at all.
Yeah,
Hamilton's on it.
3.6. Come on.
that's actually mad. I genuinely thought he'd get to that traffic and go back to like 7 seconds again.
Yeah, yeah.
He's genuinely done really well there to get through.
Leclerc gaining on Piastri as well. Russell staying about equidistant, but
Yeah, it's come down by like a second, but he's going to run out of time, realistically. Alonso on Sainz. Spanish Civil War.
again.
Again, part 2.
Yeah.
Electric Boogaloo. Are there any other battles realistically? I mean, there's obviously, there's these lot, Sargent, Hulkenberg, and Tsunoda. You got Bottas closing in on Albon. He's been there the whole time, though.
Yeah. Ricardo is just going to see this out. Where's he at? 36 lap old mediums.
I tell you what, he's done a great job. He's 14 seconds clear of Hulkenberg.
And that's been gaining quite a lot.
Yeah, on
Fast
prehistoric tyres.
Yeah.
Not quite good enough to overtake De Vries in the championship, though.
Is
Needed one
he
more.
one place off? Is he one place?
Yeah,
Oh,
De Vries'
man.
best was 12th.
Damn. We'll get him next time.
Oh, come on. I want Hamilton on that podium, but it's not going to happen.
I don't know. It's 2.6 seconds.
2.6, 3
He's
laps.
so close.
5.
The problem is the overtaking opportunity is down towards turn 1. Isn't it?
Yeah, so he has to be within a
He has
second
one chance.
on the final lap.
Yeah.
Unless. That'd be
Dun
good.
dun dun. Aye, Lando, just back him up. Just back up Sergio.
5 seconds ahead of him.
Somebody help! Do something.
Where is he now? Has he got any traffic coming up? No, he hasn't. He just got Perez in front of him.
Mate, it's 2.2 now. Oh, never mind. We lived a dream.
Yeah.
2.3 again.
Oh, 2.5. Bro, damn. Lewis.
That's just because it was the straight though.
Right, yeah.
He was always going to pull away.
Yeah.
We'll get him back.
Yeah, they've only just started there.
Oh, yeah,
Three
of course. Yeah,
laps.
they're literally a lap ahead of the guys we're watching now, aren't they?
Yeah.
Whereas Verstappen is about to start his penultimate lap.
Ridiculous.
Come on. All right, Tsunoda, do a mad thing.
He needs a big lap now. He needs to be like
Maybe
maybe like
has
a
to be
second and a bit.
huge. Yeah.
Huge.
Huge.
Perez could be just managing and he will pull away, but I don't know. We'll see.
Perez has put on the burners. The gap to Norris is coming down by 0.5, that 1.5 lap anyway.
Yeah.
He's realised the threat. Under 2 seconds. Here we go.
He's been given the hurry up. Oh, no.
Oh,
Yellow
yellow
flag.
flag.
Not now. Could you not have done this like 3 laps ago, lads?
What is it? What?
I think it's Sargent. He's behind. Yeah, Sargent's just dropped behind Joe and Sonoda. That's green flags again. At least we got the change of lights, though. That's cool.
Oh, yeah.
That's nice.
That's good. Good stuff.
Love that.
Colin, hold on.
What do you do if there's a red flag?
Oh, it just like flashes red. I know. Yeah. Even more red.
Good stuff.
Lewis 1.9 seconds behind. I think he's going to run out of time here. So what did Logan Sargent do? Has he just dropped it on entrance, or I don't actually.
Little spin at the shoot.
Yeah.
Wasn't just a lip spin. That was nearly T-bone central.
Want to know how to ruin the tyres?
Oh, what's he doing? Oh, why did he get it in reverse? Or was that just neutral, let it spin sort of thing?
Yeah, it's just gone backwards. Yeah.
Oof.
Oh,
And he's
Going for
coming.
fastest lap, isn't he?
yeah. Go on,
Or is he
Logan.
just retiring? He might just retire.
Nah, slap the softs on, mate.
Nah, he's retiring.
Ah.
There's no point. There's no point.
Was it a
He's
mechanical issue
gone home.
of some kind?
He's
like
gone
a brake
home.
issue.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe it is that
Also,
rear
if you
brakes.
just had a big spin, you flat spotted your tyres in the last lap. What's the point?
Yeah, just go home. Beat the traffic.
Yeah.
Get out of the car park early.
Absolutely.
Right.
There's a lot
So
of space to watch on the spectators there.
yeah. 1.6 seconds then. Lewis and Sergio, he's not going in DRS range, unfortunately, for his
not quite
final
enough.
lap.
Yeah.
But he is near the back of him.
He is, and that's what you predicted, and that's really all that matters. Val's through Bottas, only half a second behind Albon. We got George actually is very close to Leclerc.
And Leclerc's close to Piastri, close-ish to Piastri.
Yeah. If this race was like 2 laps longer, we might have got a bit of a crazy. Might still get a crazy ending with George and Leclerc, but I think.
All it
Lewis
takes is
just
a little
got wide
moment,
there.
you know?
Yeah, exactly. I think Lewis went wide there into turn 1.
Yeah, he just dropped off like a 10th.
Mate, Verstappen is 33 seconds clear, and I'm pretty sure he's literally finishing the lap
done,
already.
yeah.
Oh my goodness me. This man is absolutely inevitable.
Everyone
Absolutely.
thinking this race was going to be closer for P1.
Yeah.
No.
I'm sorry to tell you,
Yeah.
it is not. But round the final corner, regardless, Max Verstappen will win the Hungarian Grand Prix. You just knew that was going to happen. Sensational from Max. It's just.
It's going to happen once. It's one of those things like a stopped clock is right twice a day.
Yeah.
There'll be one time this season where Verstappen will lose and I will be correct.
And you will be the one that knew this was going to happen.
I think that's how gambling addiction started.
I was gonna say,
I'll be right eventually.
Round the final corner, Lando Norris to take P2. Orange flares, definitely for McLaren.
go,
not for
Lando.
Max.
Yeah, not for Max. Yeah.
Definitely not. What a drive. And Sergio Perez rounds out your podium. The McLaren is back. I can't believe it. We really do love to see it. Lewis with P4. First lap just ruined him, really, if we're going to be honest with you.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. So Verstappen lapped
George,
everyone
mate.
apart from Alonso. Did I say that as well?
You
oh
did,
my God,
I think.
I think we both said that. 'cause
Bro,
we were
we
like,
did,
I remember
didn't we?
saying Stroll.
Yeah.
I remember saying
Yeah.
anyone from Stroll can get it.
Well done.
Wow.
What powers you guys working with, you know? Like, jeez.
We did script the Grand Prix. It was like scripted. It is. It's literally.
Although
Wait,
my-
what?
Oh, pause the
5-second
Leclerc
penalty.
5-second penalty. So George actually gets P6.
Oh, yeah.
Completely forgot about that. Thought he served it, not gonna lie.
Speeding in the pit lane.
Oh, sorry, Ferrari. Oops.
That's win 44, by the way, for Max Verstappen, of course. 12 in a row,
Yeah.
and that is history. Wow. Not a bad race car, is it? Says Verstappen's race engineer. It's all right. Yeah. Not bad.
Yeah.
Seen better. 12 in a row, man. Not even Mercedes during the turbo hybrid era managed to achieve that. So that is insane.
Yeah, this is definitely the most dominant car Ferrari, my days, that Formula One has had in a very, very long time. If
Crazy
ever.
to think about, given how actually dominant Mercedes were.
Yeah. But I mean, they also had Ferrari dipping in and out of form, didn't they?
You had Ricciardo every now and again, would just like.
Yeah.
I think we're looking at the Vettel records, 9 in a row. Max Verstappen.
What are we at now for Max?
7
Is it
in a
6 or
row.
7?
7, yeah.
7 in a row.
Yeah, Miami onwards.
Oh, yeah. Cool. Cool. Lando.
Lando.
What's he saying? What's he
was just
saying?
saying, yeah, baby.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, baby. Oh, man. That's unreal. That's unreal.
Good. Very, very good.
It's genuinely so good to see McLaren.
Is that phone
Yeah,
huge or is that baby small?
Yeah. Why was she also holding it like that? It was like, it's like a yellow card.
Yeah. Look at the pickup on that.
Mate,
Those
Jesus
tyres.
Christ. I mean,
Mad.
obviously they'll they intentionally pick up on the way back to Park
it
Ferme,
was just
but like that is
a lot.
insane.
Yeah. That was really loud.
We didn't get a Red Bull 1-2 though, lads.
No.
That was probably that could have been the most predictable thing to happen. We didn't get that.
Safety car either.
Didn't get a safety car. I mean, overall, what are we rating that race then out of 10? And in the chat, let me know as well. Let us know
From a
what your ratings
biased
are too.
McLaren perspective.
Oh right, yes, yeah.
really good, lads.
Top quality.
Absolutely solid.
Yeah. Maybe 7.
A 7.
7. Wow.
I think that's optimistic. Honestly.
6, 7, 6. Yeah. Well, actually, chat saying 5, 6. Yeah, I'll be swayed to the 6.
I'm probably going to go with a 5. I think it was very good off the first lap. Great.
Yeah.
Unless you're Lewis Hamilton or an Alpine. But in terms of energy, excitement, whatever, very good first lap and stuff. And to be a first stint was pretty good as well.
Yeah.
But then it just kind of like petered out, I think, really. In terms of like, you kind of just knew. It was very easy to predict from like halfway onwards, I think, really.
Well, again, like I was saying earlier, when I'm watching these races nowadays, I don't look at P1, I look from P2 down.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
wasn't
yeah.
too bad.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
there was a
facts.
bit of excitement there, not as much as maybe it possibly could or should have been.
Yeah, I mean, we had Piastri v Perez, we had Lewis v Piastri as well.
Yeah.
There was some decent battles in and around. It's hard to have played around here, isn't it?
The anticipation from qualifying kind of like
Yeah.
set the bar a bit too high.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
It's tough, isn't it? Because like you get such a mixed up qualifying, and you think, oh my god, this has to be good because you've got people like filtering through and you know where they're going to end up. But yeah, I think to be fair, just the a lot of the overtakes were just quite simple for people like George, and
Yeah.
I think a lot of people gained a lot in the pit stops as well.
Yeah.
Where they probably
I think you nailed it when you said, like, if this was another 5 laps, we'd see some real battles at the end.
yeah,
Like
you'd have got
Hamilton,
George v
Perez,
Leclerc, you would have
George
got
v.
Hamilton v
Leclerc.
Perez as well,
Yeah.
and so that is a little bit of a shame, I guess. Even Leclerc v Piastri, you'd have got like 3 separate battles at the end, so just ran out of time a little bit there.
Yeah, so maybe
2 out of 10, from Alex. Goodness me. Someone went bowling, 6 there from Leslie. That did happen, yeah. There was a little bowling, though. Wasn't quite a strike. Quite a strike for Guan Yu Zhou. But big fan of the Lando cut out there in the crowd. Sensational stuff there.
Yeah, maybe 5 or 6 then.
Yeah, I think, the first like antics as described there by Spooky Nutella.
Oh, yeah. Most boring race this year? No, there's definitely been another more boring one.
The first half of the season was a real
snooze fest.
Yeah, it was a slog. But Checo being interviewed there, as I said, the bare minimum is a podium for Sergio.
Yeah.
He got that, to be fair to him. He did well in the second half of the race, I think.
And not only driver of the day for Perez, I believe I'm correct in saying,
I think so,
the overtaking points for Perez on a fantasy team.
Get
Well
it.
done, mate.
Sorted!
Get in there, Lewis.
Sorted. Get in there, Lewis. Yeah, some good overtakes as well. I mean, the move on George was great.
That was good.
The move on Piastri I thought was really good as well around the outside. So, shout out to Sergio.
Jamie Cook saying we need more unreliability. I mean,
Which doesn't happen nowadays. Like,
Bulletproof, isn't it?
Consistent.
Yeah, it's mad.
how would you go about enforcing more unreliability?
Make everyone have Ferrari engines.
Yeah. There you go. There you go.
Sorted.
Could give them less gearboxes and less components. Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, that doesn't necessarily mean less reliability. You just get more grid penalties, I think, though, with that. That's the only thing. You just end up...
Which would therefore make more exciting races.
True. Yeah. We do love a fight
The problem
back.
you have with that is the cars always take their grid penalties at the same races. Like they always take them in Brazil.
Yeah.
They always take them in Spa. 'cause
New
they
engines at
know there's
Monza.
overtaking opportunities.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you just end up with like the grid, and then everyone takes a 5-place penalty. And it's just the same grid.
Do you remember when McLaren were getting like 40-place grid penalties, like back in the Honda days? That was elite.
Stoffel Van Dorn's 65 places.
Coming in with the facts
yeah.
again. I love it. Good stuff.
It's starting in like the Netherlands. Yeah,
Legit.
That would be mad if they actually like measured it out. And they were like, "Now you're starting from like turn 4."
yeah. That would actually be so good.
I
That
like
would
that.
genuinely be so good. I'd love that. Well, obviously we've got the results in now. Let's take a look at our predictions for and our updated predictions from the start of the race. JB.
Yeah.
So let's talk. Just talk us through the inspiration there.
I'm gonna save myself a little bit. I'm the only one that put Sergio Perez in the top 5.
Fair enough. You
And
know what? You
Sergio
can have this
Perez was on the podium.
Yeah, you can have this one.
So I'll have that. Lando Norris. If we like shift mine down and just put Max Verstappen at the top.
Yeah, in fact, you're actually living. Well,
If we were to change it completely,
If I were to have put Max, then Lando, then Perez, I'd have got the top 3.
if I was to predict it now after the race, I will take the dub, though, ladies
well
and
done.
It's a
gentlemen.
pretty big dub.
With the 3, I mean, to be honest with you, I don't really know how Piastri ended up even finishing 5th, given how like the first half of the race went. I thought I was going to get that wrong, but yeah, decent
instant
stuff.
graphics. Look at this. Love this.
Oh yeah, and well, I mean, their gaps now. Red Bull are top of the Constructors' Championship. Massive surprise there. 411 points. They are now double the points of the team in second place.
Max
Mercedes
Verstappen is also
203.
top of the Constructors' Championship.
Yes. Oh, wow. Oh my God, he is by so
a
far.
considerable margin.
By almost 80 points, which is insane. Sergio Perez then on 171 points in second. Alonso's still holding on to third, but Lewis making a big jump now to him in that little battle. The McLarens as well, really present now. Lando above Stroll. You'd imagine Piastri will be there in about 2 races from now as well. And Lando only 20 points behind Leclerc in the Ferrari.
Another big move. Russell overtaking Sainz.
Yeah. And after the qualifying that he had, that is insane,
Yeah.
realistically. McLaren, I think, up to P5 in the constructors now, past Alpine as well. They are quite a long way off Ferrari though, so that's still a long way to go for them there. Williams holding. I like the fact Williams is 7th in the constructors championship, man. That gives me some joy. Haas 8th. Could have been a big weekend for Alfa Romeo. Should have been a big weekend probably for Alfa Romeo. Just a couple points on the board, but didn't end up unfortunately happening as you predicted. I was wrong. I was naive to think and to hope.
Yeah.
The problem with the Alfa Romeo have there is like 2 points this weekend. Just 2 would have been absolutely phenomenal.
Massive,
It would have
would've
put them
been
like
big,
on level with Williams and Haas. Like, and when you're down in that kind of area of the grid, a point is amazing.
Yeah.
So like, it's just a real shame considering they were both right there in qualifying.
Yeah, it's a big missed opportunity, unfortunately, for them. But yeah, an average Grand Prix, I think, there, and a not too shocking one with Max Verstappen ending up victorious. But good to see McLaren back up there, and some decent moves as well through the order. Thank you very much, gents. We're going to wrap things up there. Thank you very much to all of you for hopping on the live stream. We will be back, of course, for Belgium next weekend, if I'm right in saying, for that Grand one of my favourites always. But ladies and gentlemen, let the people know where you can be found. We'll start off with you, Ben.
You can find me BMPH on YouTube. I do like in-season content / kind of documentary content. So yeah, check it out.
Sensational. And Adam as well.
2 platforms. You've got Instagram at Adam_Sanderson. You've also got Twitch at Adam_Sanderson. And you could probably also find me in Breaking Point.
Yes, yes. And finally you, JB, man.
Not applicable F1. All over the place, wherever you fancy. Instagram, Twitter, YouTube's the main one. That'd be good.
Sensational stuff. Sensational stuff. Well, if you're watching, you are watching on YouTube right now. Make sure to like and subscribe so that you know when we go live for the Belgian Grand Prix. And we are going to be filming a podcast after this as well. You can check that out either on Spotify or audio platforms and on YouTube as well. So give us a 5-star on Spotify, please and thank you. We'll be back for the Belgian Grand Prix. Until then, see you next time. Adios.